Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the grand finals here in the Piltover group. We have a best of 5 tonight between Gomie Clash Gang and Red Lotus. It should be a good one. I am looking forward to it. That is for sure. I am Jarl Carl alongside Axman87 for the evening.
Yeah, thanks, Carl. I'm Maxman87. I think we're in the Freljord group, though. I might be wrong about that. But already coming out of the gates here, we got the Shen pick into Aatrox. I think most viewers who are familiar with the Style Esports League know how I feel about the Aatrox pick. But, the rank discrepancy here is pretty large. So maybe this Aatrox will have a good game. My guess would be probably not. Aatrox is literally cursed in the Style Esports League.
It's true.
There is no hope of success. Olaf in the jungle. Love to see that, Carl.
Yeah, it is. You do like to see that. I always enjoy the Aatrox in Style Esports. It's always a bit fun. And you are right. We are in Freljord. I was just reading off of my notes, which are wrong. So that's always fun, changing those notes, and nothing like getting off to a bad start, am I right? But we are in the draft, already kind of zooming through these picks here. I am very excited about Olaf in the jungle for kind words only. Olaf, it seems, is kind of the opposite of Aatrox in Style Esports. It just seems like he always pops off, and Ginja Ninja, a main practitioner of that champion, I do believe, and a few others that we have seen just kind of pop off, kind of get permabanned against them. So I'm definitely looking forward to this pick.
Yeah, absolutely. I love seeing Olaf. We see it banned so much in this league. You already mentioned there's just tons of success with the pick all across the board in every single group. So it'll be a pretty good pick. In the mid lane, I'm excited about this one too. Azir into Syndra. This is just a classic mid lane, I feel, for maybe a couple patches ago in Season 10. We haven't really seen this kind of matchup in a little while. There have just been other mid laners kind of dominating, but we're back to the Syndra, back to the Azir. So pretty classic mid lane there. Down the bot lane, Aphelios is banned. You know what that means. It's going to be Varus versus Ezreal. Varus, I think, taking a pretty big hit recently, or maybe it's next patch. I might have the stream
Varus
there.
Varus got nerfed a tiny bit, but he's not really brought down that much.
I think maybe next patch they're tanking him then. I thought I read somewhere. But regardless, he's still pretty strong right now. Probably going to see the lethality build. There's not a whole lot of tanks, not a whole lot of big health bars on the enemy side. So I feel like lethality is probably the move here. Lethality, generally the move on Varus these days anyway. But I guess open to interpretation, open to however you feel about the pick. Gotta say, I love Bard as well. There's a lot of supports open here for the Ezreal. I think Yuumi was up, though Yuumi has seen better days for sure. There's also a couple engaged supports that they could have gone for, but I do like the Bard pick. I feel like Bard is still super strong after, once again, picking up some nerfs early in the season. It feels like so many champions have gotten nerfed, but are still very strong right now. It's kind of interesting that way.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to just gut champions, right, when they are really strong. You want to try to bring them back down a little bit. And sometimes the nerfs don't quite go far enough, and they're still pretty good. And then they try again, and they're still pretty good. And it just turns out the champion's just broken. And then they rework them, and then that champion becomes Rise, essentially. Is basically the champion progression here that we have in League of Legends. So make sure to watch out for that. But anyway, I do like the bot lanes. I think they're both very strong. I think the Nami pick is only the only questionable thing so far for me, I would say. I think something like a Nautilus or even like a Karma could go a lot farther. The Karma Varus works really well because Varus can Q off of the slow from Karma's Q, especially that mantra Q makes the piercing arrow almost impossible to miss for Varus, and that can be really important since landing that in lane is, relatively difficult without help. And you can use your Hail of Arrows, but that's a lot of mana, so a little bit easier for him to do it off of those mantra Qs. It's a lot of poke that's pretty easy to land. So I'm a little disappointed to see the Nami. I don't think it works at all with Varus, unless he's maybe going on hit, but still it doesn't really work. It wants something like a Lucian, like an Ezreal that lands a lot of spells to proc those 3 bonus damage hits from her E that now works on spells as well as auto attacks since about 4 patches. So I'm a little confused about the bot lane between Varus and Nami. It seems a little odd.
Yeah, and I was definitely going to make that point that last season this would be truly bizarre, but it helps a little bit that Nami can buff spells now. The only thing I can think of is that like this is going to be like true nuke territory if you're WQ and it's Nami empowered as well. Like that's going to be a ton of damage. I just feel like you're right. There's probably supports that could pull that combo off better. And either line up the Qs with some CC that's a little bit more reliable than the bubble. Maybe something like Morgana, Lux, something like that to lock them down, Swain even. That would probably help out just landing more Qs than having a Q empowered every once in a while by Nami. What I will say is this is very much like a poke lane on both sides. Ezreal going back at it with Varus back and forth. In that regard, Nami is a better healer and Bard in my mind, so they have a little bit more sustain there. But it kind of depends on, obviously, if you can hit your skill shots in this lane will literally be the decider, but in so much as if they are landing the same amount of damage worth of skill shots, Nami's going to be able to heal more.
That is true. We are going to throw it to a quick break while we load into game number 1, but we will be back on the Rift in just a couple of minutes. Don't go away. Welcome to the Rift for game number 1 of this best of 5 between Team Red Lotus and Gomie Clash Gang. This is a best of 5, so we are going the full distance on this series. Bit of an invade, going to be spotted out already. And again, this is the Freljord Finals. I misspoke earlier. I do apologize for that, but we're going to have to hold that thought because Alpaca is going to find himself in a world of hurt very quickly. Undertow is going to land onto him. He uses the flash, but it might not be enough. Oh, the Mystic Shot goes wide, but the auto attack is going to be enough. Say Shiki picking up first blood.
Yeah, and Carl, for a little bit there, almost seemed like Alpaca was making it out of that situation, but at the end of the day, Gomie has themselves a little fish fry here in the mid lane, and Nami is going to be going back to the fountain. They'll be swimming their way back down the bot lane, kind of tail between their legs a little bit there. Unfortunate they give up that first kill. Kill going over to Saishiki on Ezreal, like you mentioned. And that's not great. You don't want to give away those level 1 kills to the enemy scaling marksman.
True. Ezreal, one of the worst champions to give kills at level 1. On the right side, not enough gold to get the tier, obviously. But he will have a little bit more mana in lane. Probably also a mana flow ban
That is
stack.
very bad.
So, I think also Bard is top lane. I just want to throw that out there. I just noticed. There's a Bard top.
I think Kato saw him. I think he might have seen him. Well, no, he's staying awfully close to the bush, so maybe he didn't see him there. But yeah, this is cheese, right? That's what this is.
My mind is Ezreal is. I know he got first blood, but we're gonna see another gank as well. The Spec walking in onto Kreeftenkop. He's gonna have to flash himself away from that. Uses that summoner spell. I just don't know what's going on in the top lane. I think at best you're gonna get a flash. I don't think you're ever gonna get a kill, and he's gonna know if when Kovac doesn't hit level 2 because there's XP being stolen.
Let's talk about the fallout of this a little bit. Right now, Saishiki is 300 gold up. He's got tons of mana, or more mana than he would normally. Oh, here we go.
Hold that. Kato has been jumped on by this Bard. Does hit level 2.
Did they kill him
again?
Here?
Everybody else is not level 2. No, he's not gonna die. He's gonna walk off. Doesn't even have to use the flash axe, man. Saishiki in the bot lane is actually okay, but yeah, Comfy Dog wasting a lot of time. Back to you in your breakdown.
Yeah, so basically Saishiki gets a ton of solo experience. It hasn't given him a level or anything like that, but keep in mind he also has a ton of mana from the Sapphire Crystal, so he really just can't play this super safe, play super back. If he gets enabled to bubble here, that's gonna be bad. Kovac goes in on Kato in the top lane, and this is starting to look kind of rough for Kato. Aatrox is a champion that needs to get ahead early, or at least not be put behind, so that he could snowball relatively hard. He needs those items, those healing items, to really win this lane. But now Kovac is a little bit out of position here, but this isn't going to be an easy 2v1. We'll see how Kovac plays this.
The Spec has arrived, just goes over the wall, and the Spec and Kato give that up pretty quickly. It seems like everybody's a little bit hesitant to fight thus far in the game, at least from my perspective. Comfy Dog makes it back to the bot lane. I don't think he's going to be that far behind on XP. He does have the chimes that give him a little bit of that experience, so I think he's going to be okay in that regard. I do overall like the play. I think I like the novelty idea. The Spec going to get jumped in action. I have to hold the thought. He's going to get hit with another undertow. Kovac has the inner track as well. Kreeftenkop on the way. Another undertow going to miss. The Spec does have flash though. Does use that summoner spell to get himself away. So summoner burned from the jungler.
All right, that is Trundle flash on the backside of the play. Saishiki using flash as well. I'm not sure if that was a defensive one. Oh, actually, I think he used flash a fairly long time ago.
Pretty sure he flashed for the kill at the start.
And flash for at the start. Okay, so it's probably coming up soon. Was what that ping was. It'll be coming up in just a little bit here. But yeah, now that the Spec doesn't have flash, basically it's just a Trundle walking at you or running. I mean, we'll give him that. He has some pretty heavy movement speed with the W ability. I think it is. But yeah, junglers that just run at you, technically not very good ganks. So I think we just kind of see Trundle farm it out from here on out and maybe look for an objective play. When the first dragon spawns in about 30 seconds, then we see kind words only from Gomie. He's eventually picking up the scuttle. Not sure what happened there. It had like 1 health left for a little bit, but they do have massive pressure onto this dragon. If it were any other jungler but Trundle, maybe a Nunu, something like that, Carl, I would just say that Gomie just wins. They just get this dragon, but here's the gank in the bot lane. Ooh, double bubble.
Fight in the top lane, also to be aware of, but in the bot, stun gonna miss. Undertow goes a little bit wide, so I think everyone is going to survive. Alpaca taking a lot of damage, though. Comfy Dog getting some in the face as well. Kovac did survive in the top lane. Kato almost took him out, but he was able to shadow Knight himself away. And there's been a lot of fighting up in this top lane. They are really going toe-to-toe constantly. I want to mention the Cull start on Elixia really quickly. That's something that's been a little bit more popular. I think going cut down as well for the rune selection has been very popular since you don't get base HP from Cull, as I might have to hold that. There is some fighting in the bot lane. Ignite went down onto Elixia, but everybody's going to be just fine. The Spec did show a little bit as well. So I think this should be Dragon going over to GCG. But anyway, the Cull, very briefly, is a very nice start if you're able to get it. It's a little bit greedy since you don't have that base health, but in a poke lane like this, I think it makes a lot of sense. He'll probably have cut down as well, which will help him do damage because he doesn't have that base health. So a little bit helpful for that scaling as you do get to cash in that gold later on in the game.
Definitely. Saishiki kind of doubling down on the bonus health, having picked up Doran's shield, but once again, kind of playing into that poke lane type deal. Max is going to be going down here. Oh, Sun goes down to Kreeften.
He's going to be just fine. The top lane, Kovac might not be fine. There's the dragon going over. He'll have a little bit of a shorter ultimate cooldown, which actually is quite important. That could play a big role later on in this game, as that is one of the longer ultimate cooldowns in the game. 10% reduction is still almost half a minute reduction. I'm pretty sure, a little bit less than that, but could be very meaningful as we get later on in this game for him. Although right now he seems to be having quite a rough lane. He hasn't put the recall in yet, so he is down a purchase.
Yep, and Kovac pretty low up in the top side of the map. Kato might be going for the dive here.
Yeah, ooh, misses the second activation of the Q. Kovac going to survive for now, but the third Q is still available. He's got to be a little bit careful. Both of them do have flash, so it looks like everyone's going to be just fine. Stand United is now online for Kovac as well. So, oh, he's going to be back up at the top lane. He's saying, remember when I was here level 1, comes in to throw an auto attack in, but that seems to be all he's going to get.
And to be honest, maybe that's all he really needs. Nami's still walking back to laying down the bot side, so it's not like Saishiki is missing anything really, having a support top side. And he does have the level advantage on Elixia now, so maybe this whole roaming Bard thing might be how you play Bard, Carl. I'm not really sure.
Flash in the top lane went a little bit short for Kato, trying to go for the tower dive under Kovac. That third Q didn't quite land. We might see another gank onto the Aatrox. World Ender is available, but he does not have that flash available. I think he's going to be going down here. Kind Words only and Comfy Dog now coming in for this one. There's the Undertow taking a lot of damage very quickly. Actually, there's the Standing United on his back. Is this the 1 versus 3? Kato trying to do his best, but it's not going to be enough. Kovac does finally pick up the kill onto Aatrox, but they invested a lot for that. Standing United is now down.
Yeah, they invest a lot, but to be honest, I don't know. I kind of like the top lane focus, especially after you pick up the dragon. We still have 3 minutes left till the next dragon comes up, so I kind of like that. We have Olaf up on the top side of the map. I like that. I don't think he's going to have any effect on these kind of long-range poke champions down the bot lane, especially with Nami protecting Elixia. I just don't think that's a great gank opportunity for him, so focusing on the Aatrox makes a lot of sense to me. He's a little bit more immobile, I would say, than a lot of top laners. Obviously, they have the dash. The Spec looking for this fight. I don't know if the Spec wins this fight, Carl.
Yeah, he decides not to take it, so he just kind of backs himself away. Says hello and goodbye once again. You know, just trying to alleviate a little bit of pressure, I would assume, for Kato, as Kovac with a nice deep ward there, control ward in the jungle. So that's going to help him out, have some vision of the Spec as he walks around, maybe see out a gank before it does come through, as Kovac could be in a little bit of trouble in this lane. We saw him getting bullied earlier just a little bit, has the Bramble Vest now, so he should be able to fight back at least somewhat. Compared to what we saw earlier before he put that purchase in. But I think the Aatrox still up 20 CS, is still having a pretty easy lane.
Definitely, and they're still going at it in top lane. But, yeah, I guess we'll just have to keep track of that as it unfolds here. Both these junglers taking the opportunity to really start farming up. Converts only is out farming some of these solo laners, which is pretty nuts to me. But that's pretty normal for an Olaf player, I would think. Kovac continues to take poke damage from Kato. Down the bot side, yeah, nothing too much happening on the Rift right now. I would expect the jungler to be going for Rift Herald, but both of them are on the bot side of the map. Spec goes for the gank down here.
There is the Chain of Corruption going down. Cleanse was used to keep Saishiki alive. Alpaca going to take a lot of damage. Teleport coming in the backline as well. Caster Curse on this one. Alpaca going to be going down straight away. There is the Azir coming in with a great knockback. The Spec in all sorts of trouble. Saishiki going to keep himself alive as well. That is 3-for-0 in the bot lane in favor of GCG. In the top lane, Kovac having to flash himself away, but nonetheless, that's a huge win for GCG.
Yeah, absolutely. Kovac still very much in danger. Has to be careful here. Obviously just blew flash, so not a lot of safety. Should have stun up though.
Levels up. He has the taunt available, I would assume, as well. So I think he'll survive under this tower for now, but he is in some danger if he continues trying to farm. Down a lot of CS. Maybe could have gone for the taunt there, but would have been very, very risky indeed. He's going to be able to keep himself safe, but he's just falling farther and farther behind in farm. I think he needs another gank, but he might need multiple members to help him. Kato might be able to 2v1 Kind Words only and Kovac at this point.
It definitely is a possibility there. Kind Words only, you know, he's got the CS. I don't know if he's got the items necessarily.
Oh, Tempered Fate going a little bit wide. Kovac going in for the taunt. I'm not sure that is something you want to take. It turns out it is going to work out for him. Kato now running for his life. Undertow is going to land. Ignite burning. Comfy Dog is going to pick up the kill with that Ignite. Kato goes down once again to another 3-man gank.
Yeah, Kato essentially fighting a 3v1 here. Meanwhile, the normal disadvantage that a team would garner themselves for playing a strategy like this is that their ADC is alone in the bot lane. that seems to be more of an advantage than a disadvantage for Seishiki. I mean, he's just soaking up all of this experience. He's got 1 level on Elixir and 3 levels on Alpaca, who is desperately trying to kind of out-roam the Bard and try to give Elixir some of this XP back, but essentially not only failing, but also ensuring that they themselves are useless.
Over the wall, the spec just
Yikes.
suicides with that blast cone. I'm not too sure what that was. Maybe trying to go in, thought it was only Comfy Dog or something, but that was definitely not what he was looking for when he blasted over that wall. Just dies instantly.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Red Lotus haven't quite accepted yet that this is a 3v1 lane in the top lane. I think maybe the spec thought that that was just kind of like a one-time deal to shut down Kato. No, this is a 3v1. Like, this is very much Bard belongs in the top lane.
Chain of Corruption landing in the bot lane. X-Men hate to interrupt you, but Seishiki running himself to safety. Is Stand United on his back. Oh, the True Shot Barrage, the bone plating, I think, saving Alpaca on that. I'm not too sure if that works on the first ability or if it's just subsequent. I don't quite remember, but that is a very low health bar on the fish. He was almost turned into sashimi.
Yeah, absolutely. We almost saw the sushi chef Azrael skin come out there, but yeah, Seishiki getting very close. Stand United coming in clutch. That is going to mean Kato gets a lot of turret plating up in the top side of the map and expands that CS lead that they have, which is about a 50 CS lead. So nothing to sneeze at by any means. This is going to be Gomie looking for the second drag. Spec is in the area, could look for the steal.
Definitely could. Not probably the highest percentage thing in the world, especially against Olaf. He has that E to secure, and they're not going to go for it. Red team picking up that dragon. GCG now 2-0 up in that regard. Only 1,600 gold ahead, despite being up 7 kills to 0 and 2 dragons to 0 ahead, largely due to that CS differential in the top lane and the bot lane. You know, we mentioned that Seishiki's not falling that far behind in experience. In fact, he's ahead in experience, probably by a little bit. You know, but he is down some farm, so he's lost about 20 farm. He has 3 kills to make up for it, but that does keep the gold at least a little bit close. Mid lane Emperor's Divide kept across Max to flash himself away, Scout of the Week as well, but there's Ragnarok to come through as the same time. Temper Fate turns the turret off, and Krieftenkopf has to pick up the kill on his opposite number.
Yeah, and this is just very well played. Gomie is doing an excellent job of using this roaming Bard to get themselves a man advantage in almost every single fight they take. Everybody else, essentially everybody in this game, is just surviving until Bard. Oh, yeah,
top lane, picking up the falling. I should say, not picking up the kill. Kato finally was able to take him down under the tower. Comfy Dog, he's saying, "Where is my top laner?" He's going to be all by himself. He's got to find a nice stun. Not able to do so. Does have flash, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Flashes over the Q. Not going to work out. The tower.
Oh, he's got to be going down.
Does go down, so the Aatrox is traded back there by Gomie Clash Gang, but Kovac finally, you know, autoing him, even though he was under the turret. Kato just does so much damage, he was able to take down the Shen.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like, you know, I think most people think, okay, Kato finally gets his, he goes 2 for 1. Those are the first deaths for Kovac and Gomie, so this isn't like a big turning point or anything like that. This is basically Kato making back a little bit of lost time here. Has a pretty big CS lead. If we take a look at the gold here, yeah, has a huge gold lead over Kovac individually. But if you treat this as a 2v1, which is what it really has been between Comfy Dog and Kovac, adding back the gold that Comfy Dog has, which is essentially like 3,000, they're ahead, really.
2K. Yeah, 2K pretty much flat, 7,200 to 5,200.
So they're doing just fine. And essentially as well, Kato has to stay in the top side. At least he has thus far. Meanwhile, Comfy Dog is going all over the place, taking this gold and getting advantages. Spec in the top lane is going to be yanked.
He is in the top lane. This is going to be 1 versus 2. Kovac, I don't think he can get away from this one. He has to use the flash just to get down the river, but he's not going to be able to get himself out of this situation. Kato has picked up the kill. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Chain of Corruption going to be just waved off there by the Olaf. Oh, misses the Q. That could be enough. The flash not going to work out. Seishiki taking the creeps, though. He the minions. Actually, the Corrupting Pot maybe as well. Minions plus the Corrupting Pot may have been enough there to take him out. He does fall, but the entire bot lane does fall. 2-2 across the map. We're going to see a little bit more fighting now. Krieftenkopf with a nice knockback with the Emperor's Divide, almost into the turret range. Max trying to trade back as much as he can, but it's not going to be enough. No ultimate even expended. 3 for 2 across the map in favor of DCG at the end of it all.
So let's just take a look at game state right now, Carl. You have the 5-1 Azrael just got shut down the bot lane. He's essentially solo laning down there. 302 Krieftenkopf on the Azir, which is very spooky. I don't think we've talked about this at all, but Azir is hard scaling right now, and he has not died. The most CS in the game is on this Azir right now. He's got the Nashor's Tooth. it's looking insane at the moment. But you know, we're looking at like 30-35 minutes, maybe even less now. He's been so successful, 25-30 minutes even. This is going to be hard popping off, and Ezreal's going to be right there along with them. They've had an enormously successful Olaf so far. They have both dragons. Deathless Olaf, 9 assists. That's been incredible. And essentially, Kovac just going even. I mean, he's lost tower. He's died twice. Lost a lot of CS, obviously. But to be honest, I feel like... Ooh, Elixia.
In the bot lane. Elixia just taken out. Kind Words Only is quite a monster at this point in the game. Didn't have Chain of Corruption. Didn't have Summoners. Didn't have a team as well. That AD carry just going to be falling for free.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure, Carl, but do you know who picked up that Saishiki shutdown? I think it was Elixia, because he picked up with the Corrupting Pop, right?
Yes. That is correct. We are going to see Ragnarok, though. Just going to continue on here. Alpaca just taken out straight away. Teleport top lane as well. This is going to be Creeping Cop arriving to try to save his top laner. Can he do it? Emperor's Divide just
he did it!
Not able to finish off the kill. Maybe trying to trade back, but it's not going to be enough. That's the shutdown going in favor of Creeping Cop. 450 gold in his pocket.
Yeah, and it must be frustrating for Kato, man. Every time he's just about to get Kovac and somebody shows up to save him. He only killed the Shen twice now, despite being in lane with the guy for 17 minutes. That's pretty insane. Yeah, definitely Kovac's team doing very, very well for him coming through, making sure, because they could have just left him, right? I mean, they have great win conditions across the rest of the map. They could have just left him to Aatrox. They even would have given a support to Saishiki. Who knows how much for that Saishiki would be right now if they had Bard in lane with them all game long. I don't know. I would say probably more fed, but you know, obviously
he's pretty fed as is. He's also caught up.
Yeah.
He's going to be ahead in CS after this wave. He was down like 20 or 30 earlier, so very well played to him. Kato's roamed down for this dragon. It looks like Kind Words Only is on the Herald right now, so they might be sacking this third dragon of the game in favor of the second Herald, which has now been started up by Red Lotus. I don't think there's really any chance of a contest. Saishiki is very low right now, so I think they're just going to give this one, take the Herald, and then try to make a play for the soul in the future dragons.
Yeah, definitely, and this is by no means like a threat to their soul. I don't think it delays it a little bit, but I mean, this is a late game comp anyway, so Dragon Soul would be just kind of the cherry on top of their win condition, really. The main win condition. Oh, Comfy Dog. For some reason, the bot lane.
Bubble, Chain of Corruption, Tidal Wave, everything in the kitchen sink thrown at this bar. He goes down.
Yeah, and I think that might be just like a little bit of lack of discipline there. I think Elixir and Alpaca were just looking for a victory, something, anything, but they've just used both their ultimates to get a support kill. It wasn't even a shutdown, I don't think, so that's pretty rough. But now Saishiki just took half the health bar away from Elixir.
He's got 2 items. He's pretty strong.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And Elixir's trying to heal up here. I'm not sure how effective that's going to be. I would imagine Saishiki just one-shots them if they go at it again here. Up in the top lane, Kovac still playing very aggressively. I mean, he's staying in lane, which I think is pretty nice.
By Saishiki in the bot lane, has to burn the flash, get himself out. I would have liked to see the Stand United come down. Just fight here. You can do it 2 for 1. Doesn't he have that available? Oh, True Shot Rush coming in. Saishiki, he didn't even need the Stand United. Didn't need it in the end. It was used. Maybe it's going to be canceled, actually. Not going to be the case. Now Creeping Cop's actually up there by himself.
I don't know about this.
Go for it. Maybe just gonna have to get himself out to safety. Not sure he's gonna be able to do so. This Emperor's Divide comes across. See the redemption come down as well for a bit of healing. Kato may have bitten off a little bit more than he can chew. A lot of sand soldiers onto him. Where is the Q? There's the flash forward. There is the Q from the Azir. It's not gonna be enough. He gets shot. That's 900 gold over to the Aatrox. That's a disaster, Axeman.
Yeah, that is very bad. So just to start with, I don't think Kovac should have used Stand United. I'm not sure if he just kind of clicked on the mini-map for that, but I think if he was watching Saishiki's situation, he would probably understand Saishiki's going to be going down here.
Yeah, Unleashed Power is going to be enough. The flash as well to make sure he gets the kill. You probably didn't need to use the flash there, but better safe than sorry. Absolutely. We're going to see another awkward fight in the top lane. Kato versus 2 champions that he can individually 1v1. Comfy Dog taking a lot of damage. He has already cleared out of dodge. Kind Words Only now just kind of watching, saying, oh, bye. See you later. And the Aatrox is going to be just fine.
Yeah, I don't know if Gomie have like written off Kato, but by the numbers, that is not something they should be doing. Kato is probably the strongest member of Red Lotus right now, despite being 3v1 in lane, which to my mind kind of necessitates him being 3v1 in lane a little bit here, but maybe that was probably a good idea for them. But yeah, he's still the strongest champion for Red Lotus on the map right now. You can't 1v1 him, especially not if you're Bard.
Only. has found Max, just gonna shrug off the stun with the Ragnarok. No flash for Max, no unleashed power as well that was used in the bot lane. Kindred's only picks up a kill onto the mid laner. Kato's arrived. The World Ender and Flash are available if he wants to go all in for this kill. There is the World Ender. Comfy Dog is in the area as well. Tidal Wave, the bot lane has arrived as well for Red Lotus. This is going to be a 3 versus 3 fight. Kato, there's Chain of Corruption going to come across. He's going to use the flash to pick up the kill onto Kindred's only. What can they do now? Teleport has arrived from Kovac. Can he keep his support alive? Yes, he can with a nice taunt. There's Seishiki in the backline as well, throwing through those Mystic shots, but he just doesn't take any damage. There's the E for it, the Q as well. What a great from Kim. Huge micro. Great play on that one. Going to be able to block the Q to save his AD carry as well. This is a beautiful fight for this Aatrox. Spec is going to fall. However, everyone is still alive. Everybody very low, though, except for Seishiki. Creeping Cop has arrived as well. Where's the Q? The soldier over the wall. Is he going to go for the dive of the tower? He gets a little bit in. There he goes under the tower. Going to miss the Emperor's Divide, though. He's just going to be falling where he stands. A disaster for him. He goes down. Alpaca picking up that kill. Seishiki as well going to be okay from the piercing arrows. It looks like everybody decides to back themselves away.
Yeah, and it could have been a triple kill there for the Azir, I feel. Oh, wait a second. Hold on.
There you go.
True Shot Barrage. Yeah, not going to hit anybody of note there. Unfortunate. He probably just used that on cooldown, I would imagine. But yeah, I think that's the first taste Kato got of what this whole 3v1 has wrought for GCG. Is just this massive Ezreal. And
Flash in the mid lane, Elixia going down. Kindred's only picking up 1 kill. Can he go for a little bit more? Redemption was down onto this. Bandit United on his back as well, gonna get stunned up by the bubble. There's the taunt, not quite gonna land onto Max. He's trying to run himself out to save the Undertow, not gonna land. Kovac not gonna be able to chase as well. The Spec has arrived to provide a little bit of assistance to his teammate, going to force that Shadow man off of his mid laner, I should say. Kind of lost the thread of that sentence in a big way. Comfy Dog is there around. There's the Magical Journey. Alpaca taking so much damage. There's the Ignite Undertow going to finish off the kill. Kato is here. This is another 3 versus 1. His favorite. He's been seeing this all day, but he is going to have a little bit of support. That's Max. He's going to be joining very shortly. This series is going to be here. Stun into the wall. Kato finally goes down. Tempered Fate as well. Going to hit onto Max. He should be a stun coming out of this one. If he's able to do so, doesn't need it anyway. Kindred's only now on a killing spree, picking up that kill. 6, 1, and 11 right as the dragon spawns. X-Men GCG win a fight.
So the kills are huge here, Carl, right? I mean, it's 9 to 23. If we take a look at the gold, not as huge. Only 3K gold differential. That's not normally something we would call massive. It's kind of close to even. Keep in mind, though, oh, here we go. Find the jungle.
Alexia taking a lot of damage very, very quickly. Chain of Corruption is not going to help him out of that situation. Creeping Cop has picked up that kill. The dragon goes over as well. That's the 3rd dragon for GCG, and they're winning the fights.
Yeah, they're winning the fights. They're on Soul Point. It's a good day to be a player on the Gomie Clash Gang, and they're having a very good game 1 here. This game is a lot closer than I think most of the statistics would let on. I feel like if some of these... Oh, here we go, Seishiki. And yeah, just that is exactly my point. In so many of these trades and fights and stuff like that, if Seishiki goes down to like just a stray ability, if some of these 3v1s don't go very well, and Kato picks up like a triple kill. If Kato was 8-5-1 right now, this game would be very different. If Seishiki had died 1 to 2 more times in lane, this game would be very different. So it's hard for me to imagine that like Gomie are just hard stopping this series. They're definitely having a great game 1, but I don't know if they can keep this up through the rest of the series. There's just a lot of variables. I mean, even first blood on Seishiki, if they didn't get that, would they have been able to pull off this strategy? I don't know.
Only. Probably not looking for the 1v4, but some fancy feet get him away from that. Gonna have to use the Ragnarok to get away from the ultimates on the bot lane. Comfy Dog has arrived as well. Maybe not too sure why he decided to step up into that situation. Unleashed Power is going to put him on a leash and send him to the death chamber.
Yeah, that's something maybe we neglected to mention too, is that Syndra, still pretty big. I mean, it's not like they've shut down Syndra or anything, much the same way for Aatrox, who's having a fairly good game. Had a lot of success, still does tons of damage. The breakdown here really is between Elixir and Seishiki. If Seishiki's not in the fight, I feel like Gomie still has a hard time here. Kovac and Kato just doing so much damage here.
Ooh,
that's a good bubble.
In midair of the blast cone. Doesn't have the ultimate. He goes down straight away. Emperor's Divide only onto the jungler. The Spec going to be just fine. Taunt not going to land as well. Creeped and Cobb going to get blown up straight away in the middle of the team fight. Not in the right position of this one. And it is Red Lotus trying to run rampant in this fight. 1 more kill goes over as well. Seishiki has to get himself over the wall. That's a double kill now for Elixir. They have only lost Kato 3 for 1. The victors of that fight. Red Lotus come out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, a fight without Saishiki is basically lost. And that's what the start of that fight was. And we started to see them win a little bit towards the back end of that. Chains of Corruption comes down, nails Saishiki.
Burns the cleanse though in the end too. So he, shifted away, used the flash, and had to burn the cleanse. Every summoner has been used. True Shot Barrage is going to go in the middle. Field goal for him. He's scoring 3 points, but he's not scoring any kills. Dodging away for another stun as well. Max takes a lot of damage very quickly. He's going to be okay though. Arcane Shift was used out of that situation. So Saishiki does a lot of damage very clearly, but he needs to be in those fights.
Yeah, and this team, GCG, Jeff, definitely can't fight front to back like that. I feel like they just don't have the front line for it. Kovac has some great tank items, but it's just not enough at this point. I mean, you're looking at Kato, who has 3 items. Kovac has like 1.5 maybe. That's not good, and Kovac really isn't going to be tanking any meaningful amount of damage for his team. With that, it's pretty much just Kind Words only and Comfy Dog who are frontlining in air quotes, and they're going down almost immediately. After that, it's Creefton Cop that drops in a relatively short amount of time, and then it's really just Saishiki who's kind of self-healing, is able to do a ton of damage. But as we just seen, if they drop their entire damage load onto Kato, it still takes them a long time to kill the Aatrox, and at the end of the day, he's still got 4 members of Red Lotus. Yeah, so that's the Nami gone. Maybe not necessarily the pick they were looking for, but it is a pick. 4v5 now in Summoner's Rift for the Baron play. See if Gomie forces this.
Looks like not really. They sent Max up to the top lane to counter the push by Creefton Cop. He's going to be able to clear out the wave pretty easily. Just the cannon left there, and I think it's pretty much just going to be a clean pick. They're going to take the 300 gold, 150 assist pool, and just go back home and just start it all over again.
Yep, a little bit of gold, a little bit of extra gold in the pockets. Gold lead has shrunk. It's worth noting. So Red Lotus making a little bit of a comeback here. Dragon in about 40 seconds. That will be sold for GCG. So they'll definitely be looking for that one. Infernal Soul would be pretty big for them. I feel that most of their comp's potency comes through in the damage. And if Saishiki gets the Infernal Soul, he'll be doing a lot more damage. So this will be big for them. I feel like Mountain Soul would be the only one they would really want more, except Ocean Soul, of course. But
yeah, I mean, like the Infernal Soul is so good on Ezreal and on Azir. They're these poke champions. It's really, really strong. Ezreal, it starts letting Ezreal be able to potentially just one-shot people with combos. And at that point, you're at some serious damage. That Q went straight through Kato. Interesting coding on that one. There's the stun going to land on the Kind Words only. He's just going to get taken. And oh, the True Shot Barrage going wide, but Emperor's Divide off the end of the Tempered Fake, and it's shovel the entire team of RL into the middle of GCG. Not sure that's what they want. A Creeping Cop going to go down immediately. Kovac taking up so much damage in the backline though, and it's the AD carry that is just able to run rampant in this fight. Saishiki is pretty much untouched. Max has to blast himself over the wall. It's 3-for-1 in favor of GCG. They're going to turn onto the Dragon. This has to be the Soul Axe, man.
Yeah, it has to be. And at this point, this is such a big advantage for Gomie. They basically just
oh the Dragon. What a great bit of coordination. Max lands the Scatter of the Weak onto Kind Words only, and Elixia steals the Dragon while he's stunned. You cannot smite. He was not able to burn it down. What a great play by Red Lotus. They probably just saved the game, X-Men.
They definitely bought themselves more time. I feel like Gomie maybe should have pulled that one out. I mean, the enemy team is Severus, for goodness sake, but the hubris, right? The hubris got to them. Maybe they thought they could burn it down, like you mentioned, but regardless, yep, Dragon going over to Red Lotus. That is their second Infernal Dragon. So not only have they prevented enemy Dragon Soul, and this kind of is the advantage of the enemy team having Soul Point, is that every Dragon you pick up, you're not only denying the enemy team's soul, you're also getting another dragon for yourself, right? So you're also critically stacking the same type of dragon. So if they pick up Dragon Soul, Red Lotus do, it'll be not only Infernal Soul, but all 4 Infernal Dragons. So just tons of damage coming out. I don't know if they have the map pressure for it. They're still at a pretty considerable gold lead, but we've seen them take fights under the right circumstances. So you just got to essentially keep Alpaca back and make sure they're not, dying too early or anything like that. Make sure Elixir isn't getting dove on, and for goodness sake, make sure the Azir isn't getting that Emperor's Divide on your entire team.
That was a nice combo. The Tempered Fate into the Emperor's Divide. It denied the True Shot Barrage. That whiffed everybody because of the Tempered Fate, but a nice knock back into the middle of the team. Could have been disaster, actually, if Kato just kind of one-shot Saishiki. But fortunately, he was able to keep himself safe. Didn't have to spend anything and then keep himself alive. Puppy Dog taking a lot of damage. Has to burn the flash. Tempered Fate as well. just to try to be safe, but he's going to continue to get
I think he's
chased
still
here
dead.
by Kato. Kato is just running forward onto him. Another heal from the Redemption, going to keep him alive. Locket shield as well. Creeping top of the bot lane, going to use the Emperor's Divide onto Max, just winning that 1v1 super hard, ultimate for ultimate, but it is the Azir that comes out on top. He has the push in the bot lane. RL just need to react to this, but they're trying to stop the recall.
Yep, they're stopping the recalls. Gomie's not letting him get away. I don't think this is going to be a fight. I'm pretty sure they just chased them all the way back to base. Meanwhile, Cretan, he's just taking these towers, Carl.
Yeah, I mean, he just got a free inhibitor turret. He should be able to get himself away. Oh, you might want to leave, sir. The Azir is going to need to back himself away, but he has teleport as well. If he recalls, this could just be a free Baron for Gomie Clash game. They are onto it. They do it a little bit slowly, but Ezreal, once he stacks up that passive, he's going to do it a lot faster. Yeah, now it's starting to go down at a much more rapid fashion rate. 7,000 on that one. The spec running himself in to try to see if he can get some vision, but they're just too far zoned off, I feel, for this one. Maybe we'll see a Varus Q come in, but he's not actually in the area of the taunt to try
Here's
to
the
deny
spec.
It's
man.
Game that do pick it up. Now we're going to see the fight. Teleport coming in as well from Azir. He does have Emperor's Divide. It's going to be matched by Max, who has come back alive. There is the Standing Knight as well. What a great Emperor's Divide. That's 4 members knocked back into the team. 2 are fallen already. Kato going very low. He's going to be taken out by Seishiki. That's the 4th member going to fall as well. It's just Elixir left to try to save his team. Gomie Clash Gang just running rampant in this fight. They win it 5-0. It's a clean ace. What a great play off the Baron. They might look for the end of the game here.
Yeah, absolutely huge. They did pick up Baron too, you're right, so they are looking for the end of the game. Those death timers are pretty long too, Carl, so maybe they can do it. We'll see.
They're on to the inhibitor tower. That is going to fall straight away. Inhibitor going to fall not even a second. They need to stand hitting that one. The blue inhibitor is gone. It's 15 seconds, 10 seconds on the support, 15 on the jungler, 20 or more on everybody else. This is surely going to be the end of the game. One Nexus tower is going to go down. The second one is going to fall after it, and they're on to the Nexus. Gomie Clash Gang. It was a back and forth game, but in the end, they pick up game number 1 in the series over Red Lotus.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes you watch game ones and you think, oh man, this team's just gonna stomp the rest of the series, kind of start tuning out a little bit. I don't know, Carl. That was a close game. There was definitely a lot of points with Red Lotus. Looked like they were gonna make a comeback. There was a Dragon Steel, of course. Yeah, I would definitely say very well deserved for Gomie. They just played every stage of this game so well, from the first blood all the way to the last Baron. And this was just a very, very solid game 1, I would say. Moving forward, I'm not sure they get the same draft tools that they got this game. I feel like maybe Red Lotus takes some of these away. It almost seems like they got like this Goldilocks draft, right? I mean, they got the Ezreal, they got the Olaf, Shen, Azir, so many power picks came through for them. And it wasn't like Red Lotus didn't get their power picks as well, but my goodness, I mean, I feel like if you're Red Lotus, you take away at least some of these picks, right? Seishiki on Ezreal is just unstoppable. All right, we might have lost Carl for a little bit there. We'll
Sorry about that. You tossed it over to me. We're back right as my throat decided it was time to have a nice cough. So we are back from that. Apologize for that, everybody. But yeah, I think it will be interesting to see what they decide to go for on the drawing board. Going into the next game, I think changes will be made. I think the top lane was the huge star for Red Lotus in that game, right? Doing so much work. Kato almost solo carried that game from the top lane. I mean, it took 3 people, and he still was up like double CS. And so I think that is really where they need to be playing around if you are Red Lotus, if they want to continue to have success in this series and actually start picking up games, maybe putting some more focus in them, some ganks even. I know they had the 2 versus 1 bot lane that they were kind of trying to focus on, but it just seemed like the jungle wasn't, really enough in their favor to really help out that top laner who is so far ahead.
And that is essentially it, right? I mean, I feel for the spec because his whole MO this game seemed to be like, yeah, we'll try to get objectives, but if we don't have the men, I'm just going to go top and gank Kato. I feel that. Kato's the highest ranked member on your team. He's an Aatrox. He needs to get ahead early and then stay ahead so he can snowball. But the thing is, if the enemy team's 3v1ing the guy, just let the enemy team do it. Go down bot and stomp them the old-fashioned way, If you're going to leave your ADC alone, we're going to go down there, 3v1 them, and take bot lane turret at like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree more with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's really how you need to be playing. And we'll see how they decide to switch it up going into game number 2, which is coming up after a very short break for us here. We will be back with game number 2 between Team Red Lotus and Gomie Clash Gang in just a couple of minutes. Don't go away. Welcome back, everybody, for game number 2 here between Gomie Clash Gang and Red Lotus here in the Freljord Group Finals. It is 1-0 already in the series. You are only missing one game. That's in favor of Gomie Clash Gang. They did pick up the first game, looking to make it 2-0 in this second one. I am Jarl Carl alongside Axeman87.
Yeah, thanks, Carl. I'm Maxman87, and we've already got a pretty interesting draft set up for you. Kato runs it back on the Aatrox, the salty run back. After losing game 1, the spec, kind of like the salty cross pick, I guess. Picks, kind words only pick from game 1. He's going to have the Olaf this game. Karma in the mid lane, Carl. Not sure about this one. But I guess if you're looking for something to just kind of go even / help your team a little bit if you lose lane in the mid lane here, this is probably fine. I think I'd still like to see some kind of early game mid laner to try and win this lane, but if Max really feels like this is an unwinnable lane for them, that's, how it goes. And so you pick a support in the mid lane. Bot lane, Elixi's going to be on MF into Sivir, some champions we don't see too much anymore. MF more so than Sivir. I don't think I've seen a Sivir in several seasons.
If you take a look at the ban list, you'll notice there were 5 AD carries banned out, so forcing these AD carries to go a little bit farther down in their pool. Back to the Karma mid lane, I think it does make a lot of sense going for support in the mid lane. We'll see if he goes for the tank build or for the support build. If he's going for the tank build, I would have much rather seen the Fiddlesticks. I think Fiddlesticks tank is pretty good. I cast a game recently with a tank Fiddlesticks, and it was way too strong. So definitely recommend that for anybody out there against some rough matchups. Just play Fiddlesticks, build full tank, and you will do more damage than everybody else in your team and never die. So that's just a public service announcement, and everybody else out there, dodge if Fiddlesticks is on the other team. Just a warning for everyone out there. But I like the Karma mid here. I think it will kind of neutralize the Azir. You can just stand in lane, wave clear a little bit, try to, maybe go throw some shields in the side lanes, help out Kato as well. Really an enabling mid laner. I think it will help Olaf with the ganks as well.
And that is really the point of this pick, I think. In game 1, we saw Kato getting very close to solo carrying that game on the Aatrox. I imagine the same Kato in the same situation, but with the Karma alongside them. That's a lot scarier, in my opinion. Now the spec has Olaf, where before they had Trundle. That's an upgrade. I think most people would agree. Olaf just very solid, especially in style esports. Into the Kayn, though, this time. Kayn and Olaf have a very interesting relationship. Kayn being very weak early, Olaf not so. But Kayn, one of those champions where if Olaf decides that they want to kill Kayn early, Kayn gets out of that situation easier than a lot of other late game junglers. You talk about Karthus, things like Kindred don't escape Olaf quite as easily. Kayn can get out of there, so probably one of the only late game junglers that is okay into Olaf. Not to mention, you can also just pick or try to get Ross, get the Dark End form. That is great against Olaf later into the game, right? You get Ross just constantly healing, gets to dodge a lot of that burst damage and heal it back with the ultimate. So this is going to be very much a case of the spec needs to get a lot of objectives for their team and actually can't go run to the enemy jungler looking for the enemy late game jungler.
Yeah, absolutely. You try to jump a Kayn, and he just kind of walks through the wall. And what counters Olaf? It's only the wall. Basically, Anivia is a great counter to Olaf because he has to run around the wall. So Kayn just goes on the other side and says, see you later. I'll take some dust and go. And, he's going to be looking for that melee dust. A lot of melee champions, the Olaf, the Aatrox, and the Nautilus, all giving him that red dust to complete his transformation towards Rost, which very likely is what he will be going for in this game. So I think once he gets that form, he is in a good position to do very well in this game, helping out the front line. Kovac's the only other main frontliner that we have so far. So we'll see how that works out for him. I'm also excited to see Comfy Dog on the Bard again. I want to know, Axeman, do you think he will be top lane level
1? So I would say yes. I think Sivir is kind of if Varus and Ezreal advance, and the enemy team has already picked Misfortune. I believe that's how it went. I think Misfortune was picked before Sivir. Sivir is just kind of your quintessential poke champion. That Q does a lot of damage. You have to get a little bit closer than you do with Varus and Ezreal. It's a little bit less safe, but I think we're going to see essentially the same strategy. Sivir just sits in the back and clears these waves that Elixir and Alpaca are shoving into them constantly, like we saw in game 1. Comfy Dog roams around the map, probably spending a lot of time top as Kato is like their main carry here, even more so now. If anything, the comp that Red Lotus have picked is like more top lane focused. So in my mind, yeah, Comfy Dog still goes top. In fact, probably more often.
Yeah, I think I don't know why you wouldn't. And it worked out last game. I think it'll work this game. We're going to take a break as we load into game. We'll be right back in just a few minutes with game number 2. Welcome to the Rift for game number 2 between Gomie Clash Gang and Red Lotus here in the Freljord Group Grand Finals best of 5. It's 1-0 in favor of Gomie Clash Gang, looking to make it the 2-0 start to this series here in game number 3. Shaping up for a little bit of level 1 shenanigans here, stacking this bush, maybe looking for that Olaf invade, but it does look like a 5-point here for Red Lotus so far. I am your own Carl alongside Axman87.
Yeah, and if you've just been beaten by the lower ranked team, I feel like you probably just 5-point. There is a world where you go aggro here, but you know, it kind of seems at this point you don't want to put yourself on sudden death in the series, and that's what it would be if you drop this game. So playing it safe here, probably fine. I mean, this team just wins early game, right? I mean, you have Olaf, you have MF. These are powerful early game tools that the enemy team just doesn't have. So there's no reason to really throw away early game advantages, especially when level 1 might be the only point in the early game when you really, you know, could go down where you're still kind of fallible in terms of power spikes. So yeah, they just play this one safe. Kato, meanwhile, has completely erased any kind of you know, top lane bush strats or anything like that. They've kind of taken this time to preemptively stand up in their own bushes. I'd probably like to see them maybe stand a little bit for. Oh, Comfy Dog in the mid lane this time.
Yeah, well, he was stopping last game. He's saying, "Hi, I fooled you once. I'm gonna fool you again." Just standing in the mid lane. Didn't have a lot of success with the original gank last game. Yeah. So I don't really know what the plan is there. He's gonna go just for a little bit of poke, I think. You're gonna land. He does actually a lot of damage. Ignite gonna be expended as well.
I don't know, Carl.
Taking so much damage. The Ignite was expended, but not gonna get anything once again. But that should be lane pressure there for Shrift and Cop, who did very well for them in the last game as well. So I think this is probably smarter than trying to get the Aatrox behind. It just didn't really work. But this, I think, could be meaningful here for the Karma.
Yeah, this is huge. So I don't think where in game 1 the whole idea was to just make sure Kato doesn't get too far ahead. Here with this gank in the mid lane is basically just we want to get Creep and Cop ahead. We want to get this to 0 up. Ooh, Comfy Dog gets hooked in the bot lane. This level 2 engage.
Level 2 power spike. They went in a little bit too early for that level 2 engage. They weren't really able to benefit from being level 2. They kind of hit level 2 as everybody was disengaging. Kindred's only now in the bot lane. Probably just
here we go.
Bots here onto Alpaca. He's taking a lot of damage though very quickly. Knight goes down on him. He's gonna have to get himself away. Flash has been used by him. Maybe looking to go back in, but Elixir is just standing and fighting. There's the flash and the root. Auto Seishiki has to run away. That's the flash burn from him as well. Double flash blown in the bot lane. Alpaca using both summoners as well.
Yeah, so very well played here by Elixir and Alpaca. They do have that early advantage, like we already mentioned. Saishiki, ooh, that double up, I think could have killed him. It's called double up, right? Yes. I think. Yeah. That probably would have killed Saishiki there. So lucky it didn't hit them on that one. Top lane, Kato having, you know, the performance we would expect from them. Double Kovach's farm at this point. Kovach still playing aggro, still trying to win. Elixir taking a little bit of damage to the bot lane here. A lot of stuff going on across the map. Oh, weird here. Max has a level lead in the mid lane. I don't really know how that happened.
Wave being pushed in to Creep tonight. They actually know it's just held even, and they're actually equal in experience. They have the same experience. So it was just a couple of creeps having to go down there, but pretty even mid lane so far. Has lost some farm though. Max had to go back to base, I think, or maybe it was just forced off. Actually, hasn't purchased anything, so I think he was just forced off. Go back down and be ganked in the top lane. The spec has arrived, knocking him back in. There's the haymaker, but it's not going to be enough. You don't feel has flash, not going to use it. First blood goes over in favor of Kato.
Yeah, so we have Dragon about a minute here, so the spec has done well with the timing. He can clear topside and then maybe look for the Dragon, but I mean, they also just have the Kayn, and Kayn doesn't have a huge amount of pressure on objectives early in the game. He definitely has a little bit. We saw that gank earlier with some success there. Kayn obviously, oh, Kato might be going down here.
Taking a lot of damage to Flash. What a great flash to the haymaker. Kovach fighting back in this one, picks the kill.
Yeah, it's done very well. He was so far behind his CS, but getting that advantage, being able to back and get, well, not bad, but actually dying and having to go back in and picking up those items, gave him the edge there he needed. And yeah, what a good flash haymaker. Done very well there. You get the true damage down to Kato. Now it's kind words only. A little bit of vertical jungling here. Takes the enemy drops there. Kato, salty teleport. Does not win the trade immediately on arrival. That's not good, but the spec might be looking for the long Kong
as well in the bot lane. They're looking to go at the magical journey. There's a fight in the top lane first though. Kovach is going to get found out. You have to feel, yes he does. The spec picking up that kill. There are just kills back and forth in this top lane. In the bot lane, Seishiki going to get hooked to bait out this fight. Elixir just trying to pick up the kill onto the Sivir though. A nice heal from Bard, going to keep him alive. The summoner heal as well from Elixir. A nice flash to try to get himself away. Can he pick up the kill? No, he can't. Seishiki going to stay alive, and a double kill for Gomie clashing in the bot lane. A nice game.
Yeah, very well played. They also have priority on Dragon now too, right? The spec went topside, gets the kill onto the set, and it might be a little bit too much in my mind, Carl. I feel like this is a little bit too top lane focused, especially when you're Olaf. I mean, you want to force early game advantage. Oh, okay. Well, Gomie definitely needed to take Dragon there. I'm not sure why they didn't.
They just kind of walked off.
Yeah, no, they had the resources. They definitely should have taken it, but yeah, that is just Dragon going to be going over to the spec, who has, you know, total control over now. If I'm spec, I'm almost expecting Dragon to go down a second now. In a couple seconds, I'm going to realize they didn't take it and think, oh, nice. I'm just going to go over and solo it. But we'll see what he does. Maybe not that.
No one's going to do Dragon in this game, X-Men. Plot twist. They've been turned off.
I think I might hang up my casting build at that point, Carl. That would be a real tilter for me. Kovach gonna take tons of damage here.
No stopper available though. There it is. There's the haymaker. It has to be flashed away from by Kovach, but he's very low now. He might get taken out. There is the ability coming out. Kato picking up the kill onto Kovach. Ultimate's traded back.
Yep, Kato uses flash, gets out of that situation. And we've kind of seen flashes traded back for kills now.
Okay, in the bot lane, Elixir going very low very quickly. Kindred's only is onto him. Alpaca trying to do the peeling duties, but it's not going to be enough. Kindred's only has to pick up the kill onto Elixir. The spot lane going very much in favor of GCG. Once again, Dredgeline going to not make him able to escape. Kindred's only picks up double kill for himself.
Yeah, and we saw Kindred's only have a very successful Olaf game. A lot of the success that Olaf had was just like Dragon Soul to start with, which is just huge for Olaf, but also just a ton of assists. I think he ended up having like a dozen assists, maybe 15, something like that. That's just fantastic. This game, Kindred's only, he's kind of playing the carry role. I mean, he's got the most kills on the team. Let's take a look at the gold real quick. Yeah, he's got most gold on the team too by like 300 with the next closest Saishiki. And speaking of Saishiki, doing very well for themselves as well, out farming Elixia by 10 gold. I think most people would say Miss Fortune a little bit better in the early game here in these first couple minutes, maybe 10 minutes or so, but not in this game. Saishiki having a very solid performance so far. We'll see if they can keep it up. They've mostly just been benefiting from their jungler being solely bot lane and the enemy jungler being solely top lane. We'll see if they can survive this spec gank. Might be coming up in just a little bit here.
Yeah, could be here. Meanwhile, fighting the top lane, Kovac getting pulled in, not going to be able to quite land that haymaker stun. Alpaca going in with a nice hook on to say Shiki. Jungler is here, like we were just saying. A heal tossed over for that Sivir. Try to heal her up a little bit. Clearing out the wave with that Ricochet. Does a lot of damage. Level 6 versus the level 5 on Elixia. So has a little bit of an XP lead here. Caulfield's Warhammer as well coming through, giving him all that cooldown reduction that he does want. Control Ward is going down. Kindred's only in the area as well. This could be a 3v3. Very quickly, teleports available for Creefton and for Max. So this could be a 4v4 in the bot lane, but the spec decides to call it off, at least for now.
Yep, it's going to be another magical journey here in just a little bit. Once this wave is cleared, Elixia standing right next to that wall. Pull the trigger!
They're thinking about it by the wall once again.
Oh, you have to go now. There it is.
There we go. On the huntsman, pop Elixia. No chance. Seishiki picking up that kill. Alpaca is saying, I have seen this movie before. I know how it ends, and I don't like the ending. Kindred's only on a rampage. He doesn't farm jungle camps. He farms the Red Lotus bot lane Axeman. He's 4-0-1.
Yeah, 4-0-1. Got 400 shutdown gold on his head. That bounty there. Mid lane. So let's take a look real quick. When you camp a lane, when you're a jungler, you're basically saying you're going to sacrifice the other lanes for sure, because that's not where you're spending your time. So we're seeing the spec. He's taking this opportunity, the bot lane camp for the enemy team. He's going top lane. He's killing Kovac. We'll see him do it again here in just a little bit.
He might be able to get himself out. Haymaker available, doesn't actually quite have flash.
Flash Ragnarok.
Nice showstopper to try to buy some time. It's not going to be enough. Cat out has picked up that kill. Teleport, actually, they might try to look for this fight. Creefton has used that one. Kindred's only is here. I believe he has form. I think that's the upgrade again. I could be just making that. Oh, that, I don't know what that interaction was. That is the knockup, though. One kill has gone down. The spec has fallen. Cato, a great flash from Kindred's only. He is just smurfing in this fight, able to pick up the kill. There's the shutdown for Creefton top as well. The best target possible. Comfy Dog now onto Max. The flash and the slow. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Kindred's only through the wall is so fast. Flash already been used for Max. Where's the knockup? Kindred's only goes in for the Q. There's the knockup going to land in. Creefton got goes forward as well. Max going to be falling. A great play by Gomie. Clash game altogether, and what an Emperor's Divide.
Yep, 1.5K is the gold lead now here for Gomie Clash Gang, excuse me. And yeah, they're doing pretty well so far for just 10 minutes. Somebody picked up the Rift Herald. Yeah, I think it was Kovac. I'm not sure when that happened. I think it might have been during a gank with Kindred's only down the bot lane. Yeah, it was a while ago though. But Elixia, what is going on down here, Carl?
Elixia is just losing. Is pretty much what's happening.
No, I mean like what's actually happening right now. They were like in the bush behind Seishiki.
Then pop Seishiki just walks with the flash from Elixia. This is so aggressive. They do so much damage, though. Elixia taking a ton of pain from this one. Seishiki is going to be able to survive, at least for now, running himself away. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Kovac is just in a world of hurt. He's going to be going down very shortly. He has flash, actually. If he can get to the wall, not going to be able to do so. Cato picks up the kill. 4-2-1 now on the Saatrox. Once again, the win condition for Red Lotus.
Yep, definitely the win conditions. Some action in the mid lane, though.
More fighting down here. Alpaca could find himself in all sorts of trouble. Once again, Kindred's only his favorite target, not able to pick up the kill on that one. Everybody backs away. Alpaca had to bring the flash.
Yeah, so let's examine this once again. So the Kindred's only, he's camping bot lane. The spec, what they're getting out of it is camping the top lane here. The question, of course, is it worth it? They're about to get first turret. That's going to help them out a lot. They've lost a dragon. They've lost a Rift Herald. So there's a lot of pieces, a lot of variables here. Wow, Cato is really taking their sweet time with that one. Man,
plate text, man. It's got a lot of armor.
Yeah, that plating is no joke. But yeah, Kovac essentially completely lost lane. There's nothing left to do about it. But critically, he's kept Olaf, an incredibly strong early game jungler, up at the top side of the map, away from dragons. The spec hasn't even picked up a Rift Herald. I'm not sure this is a great trade. To be honest, it's going to all depend on Cato, if he could just hard carry his team. And I guess I'll leave that to you, Carl. What do you think?
I'm going to go with no.
I don't think so. It seems unlikely.
I think the Azir and the Kayn and the Sivir are all too far ahead. I think if it was just the Sivir that was trying, if this was like a 7-0 Sivir and the rest of his team was 0-0 because they were just getting kills bot lane, I think it would be doable to carry this as the Aatrox. But I think without that coming through, I think it's really hard for him to kill all three of them. Fighting the river as well. Alpaca just getting beat up by Kindred's only again. I feel like I'm just watching this game on repeat. Emperor's Divide as well. Max gonna get shuffled in by that one in the bot, and a solo kill went over. Seishiki pick up the kill onto Elixir. Ragnarok has to be tough to try to get himself to safety, but he's not gonna be able to do so. I don't feel actually is going to survive that situation. Not to 1 versus 4. Kato is trying to go for the hero play. Temper Fate goes down to hit him. Creeping Top gonna be able to buy a little bit more time with that one. Able to walk himself away. Kato going down very slowly, but I do feel he is going to go down at the end of
I don't know, Carl.
Oh
my!
Like now 7-0 and 4, doing so well in this game. Almost a great play from Kato, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah, no, it almost flipped it on its head. I was going to say the only thing in the saving grace really here is if Kato is able to do what he almost just did and get a kill onto Kindred's only, onto Creeping Comp, onto Seishiki. They all have those bounties, right? If he killed all 3 of them there in that fight, what would the shutdown goal be? It'd be like
1450.
15, yeah, 1450. So much gold, right? Like that's a BF sword and a little bit, and that is huge. But he didn't pick it up this fight. Kato is gonna get this teleport off, and it's gonna be the 1v1 in the top lane.
Kovac is gonna go down here, I do think, and in the end, it's just such a long lane at this point with the towers being gone. Showstopper comes across. I don't think it's going to be enough. It's a valiant effort, but uses the flash. I just don't see him getting out of this one. Axeman, maybe if the spells come back up, he could really try to flip this one on its head, but he's so low. Gets taken out there with the sword. One more strike is going to pick up that kill, but he does get the tower, so I think that is worth it in the end for Gomie Clash Gang, and we need to see the Executioner's calling come through, and there it is on Seishiki right now. Very disciplined purchase. That has to come through. Ricochet almost always will apply that in a team fight. It's so much AoE damage that I think that's pretty much covers them, and I think that also is a main reason that Kato can't carry this game, is that he will have grievous wounds on him the entire time of this fight.
Yeah, definitely. The Aatrox can't heal. He gets real rough real quick. That said, I mean, if he gets the items, I mean, you can start healing through grievous wounds. It looks like he's building, oh goodness, Death Stance, I think, with the Caulfield's Warhammer. I'm pretty sure that's what that builds into.
Presumably. But I would assume so. Kyler's only going in onto Max. Might have to splash the wall here. He's going to get knocked up. Just going to draw it out here a little bit more.
Try to outrun it.
Yeah, Emperor's Divide a little bit over eager. I do feel this fight could go badly for Gomie. They're running themselves away, though. Nice stun. Not actually going to land. Comfy Dog, get himself out. Magical Journey. The Spec might take that one. I'm not entirely sure if that's a fight that he wants to be in. The Spec going very low very quickly. Comfy Dog as well, though. Almost taken out of this one. Redemption goes down to try to keep his mid laner alive. Nice slash up the wall by the Spec to get himself out. Kindred's only does go into the Umbral Trespass. He should be able to heal up quite a lot when he comes out of that one. Seishiki has arrived. This is a huge amount of AoE damage. Can he keep himself safe? There's the knockup. Kindred's only is now legendary. Going very low as well. Kato just has to run for the kills. That's a double kill for this Kayn. The kill picked up in the mid lane as well. Elixir going to be going down. Seishiki now fighting against the Spec. Can the Undertow come through? Yes, he can. There's a shutdown as well. On the bot side, Kato was able to pick up the 1,000 gold kill onto Kayn. You were talking about those shutdowns. They're starting to come through. Might see a little bit more action as well. Kato and the Spec walking towards this turret. Does go down. Azir putting up a turret of his own, going over the wall onto the Spec. He is going to be going down. Kovac now trying to keep himself alive. The Azir turret is there. It's now focusing on Kato. Kovac, you need to back yourself away from this, sir. You are not winning this fight. Gets knocked up. One more Q should do it. Emperor's Divide under the tower, but he's just going to run through the turret, picking up the kill onto his opposing top lane and walking himself out. Kato is just massive now.
Yeah, he's pretty big. 732 on the Aatrox. Got some of that shutdown gold as well. So looking pretty big. Take a look at the gold right now in hand. Yeah, almost 3,000. Yeah, that's a lot of gold. Alpaca, I'm not sure about that one. I guess they survived, but tanking turret shots like that when you don't need to isn't the best thing. Rift Herald is up. Might be looking for that if you're Kindred's only. Looks like they are pathing to the area. Meanwhile, bullet time in the bot lane to clear away. Guess that's probably fine.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a relatively low cooldown for Misfortune, a minute and a half, so it'll be up in time for the dragon, and that's really the only way he's going to get that wave, since he has no tower. And Seishiki can just run him down, so I think it makes some sense. On the other hand, if there is a fight, actually he does have his tower. Wait, I thought the tower was gone. Okay, okay, now I don't get it.
Now he still has a healthy tower.
Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know.
Yeah, a little weird there, but especially with the rest of your team kind of gathering for like some kind of team fight. But I guess they don't have teleport to join that fight, so yeah. Anyway, it's super weird. They pick up a bunch of gold for their bullet time and not much else. This is going to be Seishiki maybe killing Elixir here.
Yeah, Elixir is taking a ton of damage. Oh, there's the kill. I can't at least see
there
it.
It is.
My screen is bugged. Cannot see the silver abilities at all, but Seishiki just lands 2 Qs in a row. The creeps as well, 2 Qs plus the creeps is enough to take down Elixir. He's just so far behind Kovac now in a world of hurt, just waiting for his team to come save him. Just like last game, Kato does use the World Ender to try to get himself away. There's the Showstopper going to negate that Emperor's Divide as well. Kovac just needs to run for the hills. Can he keep himself alive? He is not going to be able to do so. He does go down. Can they stop this Aatrox picking up 1 kill, trying to pick up a second one? Not going to be enough. The spec has arrived though. Creefton Cop is the only one that is low, but he might be going down. Kindred's only going to get knocked up. Creefton Cop trying to get himself out. No, he cannot. That's 1,000 gold into the pocket of his Olaf. Another shutdown. Now what they wanted to see. There's the one sun comes through. Kindred's only. Can he get kills in the situation? Does not have Unreal Trespass left, but he is going to pick up 1 kill onto the spec. Can he go for a little bit more? Picking up that 1 kill.
He can
trying
do
to
this.
Waiting for the cooldowns as well. Has the red buff. Alpaca, you cannot win this fight. Kindred's only going in. There's going to be another shield on him from Max. That's going to spell the end of this one. Kindred's only too low on Max as well. Max is actually quite low. He might be going around. He might be trying to go for a bit of a wraparound situation on this. We're going to have to see how that does transpire. He's around the corner. Alpaca season. You just got to go over the corner. Oh, you can go kill Max. Max is right in front. What are you doing? He's going to be able to get away. Seishiki in the bot lane has picked up the solo kill. Kindred's only through the wall as well, still chasing on the Max. I don't think he's going to be able to get him. Running a lot of interference. This fight is just quite long. Umbral Trespass is
like
almost
a Looney Tunes.
Only just gets taken out. That's a little bit unfortunate. 600 gold in the pocket of Max. A wild fight across this map. We're going to continue this one for now. Seishiki trying to get himself to the blast cone. Can he do it? No, he gets pulled back.
Oh, he's pulled back.
Shield. Not enough. It doesn't work on the second activation of most abilities. He gets shut down as well. 450 gold. And finally, the fighting is brought to an end.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate, I guess, misplay. I mean, or misunderstanding of what the ability does or the ability interaction. Regardless, definitely unfortunate there. But yeah, some Looney Tunes looking stuff up the top lane. Convert's only basically got Bugs Bunnied there, but that was pretty rough. The spec now soloing Dragon. It's going to be joined by Alpaca just a little bit. This will be their first Dragon of the game if it goes on contested. Comfy's in the area. I don't think he can steal. That would be something else. I think I might scream. Nope, not going to steal that one. We get to keep the scream free. I think everyone's probably pretty happy with that. So Ocean Dragon, a little bit less impactful now the laning phase is over, but it does prevent the enemy team from picking up soul point on the Ocean Dragon. And I feel like if Gomie's going to win game 2 the same way they won game 1, it'd be a much shorter game because that Ocean Soul is very, very strong, Carl. Kato's going to be going down here.
You'll be shocked to know that they're fighting. Once again, Axeman fight is going to commence here. Spec diving in a Zero turret. That left a lot to be desired, I gotta say. The spec going to be going down. Kato as well burned the flash, but he did fall at the end of that. Actually, at the start of that, I should say, the Herald has been spawned now in the mid lane. This is a 3-man push. Sivir in the bot lane, Kovac in the top lane. So it's 3 versus 3, but the Herald going to break that tower. They have a lot of mappers with flash. Emperor's Divide going to kick the Nautilus back into the Alpaca going very low. He's going to get taken down. You have to kill. Yes, he is flashing in by Kindred's only double kill has been picked up. Now the second going over in favor of Creefton Cop on the Azir as they do break the base. The turret has gone down on the inhibitor. The inhibitor is now exposed. We have pushes in both side lanes as well, actually. This is just total map domination.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think Gomie can end off this play. I think we might be looking for the reset here. We can take a look at the gold they have in pocket at the moment. Yeah, several members have like 1,500, 2,000 gold on hand. So I think we're probably looking for the reset here. Maybe set up some vision control on the Baron pit on your way out, and then maybe make a Baron play here. That's essentially how you win this game. This game might even end up being shorter than game 1 if that's the case. Kyra's only looking for the kill on the Kato.
Another knock-up. There is the Showstopper trying to... another great flash on the Haymaker. He is very practiced on that. You have to go. Kindred's only saying, hey, quit doing that bullet time to my teammates. I'm just going to dive this turret. I don't even care if I don't have minions, and he can do it too. Umbral Trespass not even needed. Kovac just walks up and slaps him in the face. Kindred's only going to continue to dive through. This might have been a little bit over-eager, but it might not matter. Seishiki does so much damage, and he's not doing any more damage because Max just hits him in the face with the Q, sends him to the death chamber.
Yeah, Karma still does a little bit of damage, Carl. Not much. Does a little bit of damage. Kyra's only, I think they could win. Do they have ult? They don't have ult, so they probably lose this.
He's healing up quite a lot. Not going to be enough. Shutdown goes over 600 gold for the Olaf.
Yeah, I really feel like if Kyra's only has ult there, he might win that fight, but it'd still be pretty close. We'll see. Yeah, late game Ross gets super good into Olaf, man. I mean, Olaf is definitely a burst champion, but once you got that E, the Q down, and Ross just heals all of it back up, feels super bad. Kane also starts doing a lot of damage. Comfy gonna get caught out here, Magical Journey.
The spec over the wall, though, has to just flash back the way that he came. Doesn't have Ragnarok to get away from the potential stun and Azir CC, so he has to use that flash, which could be impactful later on the fights if he's trying to chase on a target like Seishiki or Creefton Cop.
Yeah, definitely. I think Olaf is probably most of their engage is like Karma. This is Elixir going down to Govach.
Yeah, I don't know how much attention we need to give to that. He just goes down, and
they're going
the set took
straight
about
down.
300 damage.
Yep, think about something like that. A little under 2 minutes till that next dragon. That's soul point for Gomie. Not even sure we're gonna make it to that point. I think Gomie, have they taken the reset yet? Yeah, we have taken the reset. We're just kind of stacking up more gold at this point. Don't seem too interested in Baron. It seems like they're just trying to kind of absorb more gold, maybe hit more power spikes. This is still a late game scaling team, right? So it's not like they need to end the game out super fast. Things are just getting better and better for GCG as this game goes on. The spec is falling off, for instance. Elixir is falling off. It's just onwards and upwards from here on out for the Gomie Clash gang. But I think, given we're casting a best of 5, I would hope they ended out sooner rather than later. But they definitely don't have to, so we'll see how they handle this one.
Yeah, I think they're perfectly happy to just keep getting advantages across the map right now, right? They keep kind of forcing fights, getting a couple of kills. They've expanded the gold lead to 7,500 at this point. So I think they're just content not to force objectives. Anytime you force an objective, there's always the risk it's going to get stolen away. I think they're going to focus on the dragons, try to stack those up. There's less risk if it gets stolen. And so I think they're just going to look for the ocean. So I would expect at least to take a fight around this objective. I think they'll ignore the Baron at least for now. Their Baron damage is pretty high, but they don't have anybody that can really tank it unless Set is there, and they're going to want him mostly in a side lane, I would expect. So I think it makes sense to pretty much ignore the Baron and just try to play around these dragons.
Absolutely. And the dragon is coming up in a little under 30 seconds. Just
Bush fade. Max going very low. One more. There should be enough there. The flash from Seishiki going very aggressive. Kyndrad's only as well chasing onto Elixir. Has to burn his own flash. Keep himself safe. Tempered Fate is going to stop him. Kyndrad's only now dueling the Olaf in the back line, but Creeping Cop has arrived to help him out, picking up the kill onto the spec. 1Q could do it from Seishiki. He's into the base, but it is Cat out there to block his path, keeping his support alive. Maybe going for the duel as well. That E does not work. The spell shield doesn't work on that pullback as we've seen earlier. Cat out forced away though. Derek's cage was top. Kyndrad's only on him. Creeping Cop maybe trying to go for Never Survive. It's not going to be enough. They are onto the inhibitor turret. I think they'll get this and then back away. But still, a nice fight for GCG.
Yeah, kind of essentially helpless there against the bigger Darkin at this point anyway. Not so much in levels, but definitely in terms of score. And they are going to be looking for the Baron here. Now, Elixir and the Spec are almost back up, so this could be a mistake. It's 24-minute Baron. Should go down fairly quickly once the Azir is here. Let's see.
Yeah, it's melting.
Absolutely melting here. Kato isn't even making a move for it. This is an uncontested Baron. Maybe just reset and end at this point. I mean, the base is broken. Maybe you go for Dragon, but I'm not even sure you bother.
I think you just need to take one more fight and win. I don't think you need the Dragon. It's not going to be up at any rate. Red Lotus is going to take that away here. So I think you just need to go for one more fight in the mid lane, look for a pick, look for an engage with the Azir wall, and then just look to, win a fight, get an ace, and end the game for in.
Yeah, a lot of times we talk about those ocean dragons being less impactful in the late game. If you stack up enough of them, they're okay. I mean, it's not like regen is a bad stat or anything. It's just it means a little bit less in the late game than it does in the early game. So they have 2 now, so you're starting to get,
Pop, Magical Journey as well. They're onto the spec, pops the Ragnarok. He should be fine, gonna walk himself out. Kyndrad's only though escapes from the bullet time and the depth charge used. That's a lot of ultimate stacks, man. Kyndrad's only actually might go down. So that would not be good for them, but that's a huge stroke play. This is gonna be a huge Emperor's Divide. That's 3 members back in. Oh, the rage, the calamity coming through. Shut your eyes. This should not be legal. Red Lotus just wiped off the map. You have to feel, X-Man, that this is going to be the end of the game on this wave. They have the minions conveniently already into the base. They are pushing forward. Kato does pop the ultimate. He is going to be the final boss in the way of this. Gets pulled in as well. He's taking a lot of damage very quickly. He's going to be going down. The super minion is still alive. This is going to be the end of the game. It's just Alpaca. He's not going to be able to do anything. One Nexus Tower has been taken down. That's the surrender coming through from Red Lotus and Gomie Clash Gang. Go to match point. They go 2-0 up in this series over Red Lotus.
Yeah, it's Red Lotus. It's sudden death for the rest of the series here. This could be a 3-and-out, which would be very surprising for me, Carl. Nothing against GCG, but those solo queue ranks are very, very different between these two teams. So it would be pretty amazing if GCG pulled this one out. But they've played so well so far in the series. I don't think anybody could say this is undeserved. This is a very, very solid team. They're playing amazingly. If I had to guess, I feel like Red Lotus gets a game. I feel like we go to like a game 4 here. I don't think they get 3-0'd. Red Lotus have been playing very well, I think, in some aspects of the game. Obviously, the bottom side of the map leaves something to be desired, but in their defense, here in game 2, Kind Words Only was pretty brutal with the bot lane camp, and I feel like that kind of played into their failure or lack of success, I would say, here in game 2. But yeah, do you think you let Kane through draft? Kane was pretty impactful this game.
I don't know. I don't think you let the Azir through the draft. I'm very surprised to see the Azir left up in this game, and I was very surprised to see the Aatrox left up in this game. I don't think either of those picks will be allowed for game number 3. I think both of their practitioners are just too strong on them, so I think those will be taken away. I don't know if you need to ban the Kayn necessarily. I think it just kind of got ahead in the bot lane. I think you need to pick a little bit of a safer bot lane. It just didn't work out the way they were hoping. I think they were trying to punish. I don't think you're going to win that bot lane. I think you need to pick something that's going to scale a little bit more. Maybe try to secure yourself. The Ezreal Red Lotus will have first pick in this game if they want it. If they do select the blue side, as the losing team, they do get side selections. So I think you could maybe try to go for a first pick Ezreal, just sit and farm a little bit, maybe a Caitlyn, a little bit more range, a Vayne, even if you wanted to go for late game. So I think there's definitely options for Red Lotus, but I don't think fighting in the bot lane is really the way to go.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment for sure. And it is unfortunate. We saw in game 1, the Bard goes top, right? Essentially leaving Saishiki down the bot lane on the Ezreal by themselves. I feel like Elixir and Alpaca kind of drafted for that situation. They had the MF, they had the Nautilus. If it was the same situation as game 1, MF Nautilus just go all the way in onto Ezreal and they just hard win this lane. Not so much this time. I mean, Comfy Dog was roaming, started off in the mid lane, went around Summoner's Rift a couple times here and there, but stayed in the bot lane a lot more. Was definitely down there more often, and of course Kind Words Only was there almost exclusively, like all the time. It was basically a 3v2 in the bot lane with Spec spending a lot of their time over the top lane. So the lane that they drafted was not great for the 3v2 for them. MF and Nautilus are pretty rough. I mean, there's some disengage there, but with Bard and Kayn, kind of like the twin pillars of walking through walls, that's extremely difficult to be safe in that lane.
Yeah, people that walk through walls can pretty much go wherever they want, and that's something to watch out for in this game. I think they might ban the Kayn. I don't know if you need to, but I think that you could, and I don't think it will matter, because if you're getting ganked in the bot lane, you don't know how to come out of that, you don't really want to pick something more scaling, you still want to be able to fight, I think you just go and ban it away. You ban away the Azir, and at that point you have a pretty safe bot lane. You'd hope you can't get hit through the walls. Your mid laner might have a little bit better of a chance, and I think that's what we need to see them try to come up with for game number 3, at least in this series. Their backs against the wall, they need to come up with something, and I think that's what I want to see them do, is just ban away the Azir, maybe ban away the Kayn, and just try to focus on the top lane and let their bot lane not just lose super hard. Yeah, but at any rate, we're going to see what they decide to go with as we get into game number 3. We're going to take a break. Before we do that, we will be back in just a couple of minutes with game number 3 between Gomie Clash Gang and Red Lotus. Don't go away.
first of many foes. Your emperor.
Welcome back for game number 3 here between Red Lotus and Gomie Clash Gang. It is match point, folks. It is 2-0 in favor of Gomie Clash Gang. This could be the final game of the Freljord group for the year. This could be the final game of this series as well. We are into the champion select for it. I am Jarl Carl on the play-by-play along with my color caster, Axeman87.
Yeah, and a little interesting already starting out with the draft. Gomie has decided to ban all of the worst juggernauts in the game. Not sure why, but I guess that's fine. I mean, the Aatrox ban makes a little bit more sense than the other ones, but obviously Aatrox has been played by Kato the last 2 games, but them having lost those last 2 games, I feel like you just let them have the Aatrox again. Scion ban has been a thing for this entire series. Not sure why. Guess Kato plays it. Don't really know. And then a Garen ban. I think that's probably just for the Darius. I think Garen is pretty solid into Darius. I think, maybe. I don't know.
Darius beats Garen.
Yeah, so that's a little strange there. But, yeah, actually, yeah, no, they actually did ban Garen in the pro draft as well. So, yeah, no idea where that came from or why that happened, but it is taken away. I think I've made my point here. Soraka picked up. It's a little interesting. Lulu, we've seen the comeback a little bit more into the meta. Jinx, pretty strange, and Caitlyn as well. It's almost weird. So in game 2, we saw so many ADCs get banned that we kind of had to get pushed onto weird ADCs. There was only like 4 ADCs banned, and one of them was Sivir. So Kai'Sa was open. Ashe was
Aphelios was open.
Away, actually. Aphelios was banned by RL.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm just blind.
No,
Kai'Sa's open though. Just play Kai'Sa.
Yeah, Kai'Sa, Kalista,
why are you playing Jinx?
And so why Jinx, and like kind of to a lesser extent why Caitlyn, but I guess Caitlyn Soraka is pretty strong.
I don't hate the Caitlyn. I think in competitive play, Caitlyn is pretty good. In solo queue, she struggles. Soraka is not a good support for Caitlyn. Caitlyn's only damage comes from her traps, and she will not be able to land the traps because Soraka does not have any card control. I mean, unless they stand on the silence, which they're not going to do. That doesn't happen. So I don't love the Caitlyn with the Soraka, but in general, I think in the team fights, this pick will be pretty good. I think in overall, Caitlyn in competitive play is pretty good. Not great, but with this many AD carries banned out, I don't hate it that much. It's not a particularly great matchup into Jinx. Again, Lucian probably would have been stronger in the situation, but we'll see how it works out for him.
Pick Lucian more. And on that note, pick Aatrox less. I would be so surprised if that RL reverse sweeps this whole series just because they stopped picking Aatrox. That would be so funny, but also so like poetically just, I guess, for me at least as an Aatrox hater, for them to like reverse sweep this without Aatrox. That would just be fantastic. Now, that said, not in love with the Renekton pick. Probably okay into Darius, but Renekton is very bad right now. Just not a great champion. Maybe making a little bit of a comeback because he's got the strong early game, and that's kind of coming back in the meta a little bit. But again, he's a top laner, not supposed to be hugely impactful in the early game anyway. There's not too much going on in the top lane around that time frame. It's mostly just like late game to mid game, raffle stomp juggernauts that are really good, and that's not necessarily Renekton's thing. But I guess we'll see how it works out for him. This is a known Darius quote-unquote counter, but I'm not sure if that's going to hold true in this game.
Axeman is not sold on the counter situation here. I also should note we have had a bit of a role swap going on. Creefton Cop of Azir fame, his Azir is banned out, and he switched to jungle. And he's now playing Graves. And Kindred's Only, who was the star Kayn in the last game, decided to hang up his jungle jacket and is now playing mid. So that's kind of exciting. We have a cannon in the jungle. Nope. Cannon in the mid lane for Kindred's Only, and that Graves in the jungle for Creefton Cop. So I'm not entirely sure. I think Kindred's Only used to play mid lane. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, Axeman.
Yeah, he did.
And so I think he will at least be comfortable. I'm not sure why they switched it up in this series. Maybe Creefton Cop was just here for his Azir, and then once that finally started getting banned out, they just kind of went back to normal, or I'm not really sure. I don't know if it just worked so well in game 1, they just left it in for the rest of the games and then decided, I don't really know what's going on. But they have role swapped, and that's exciting.
Definitely. So Bard gets taken away, Azrael gets taken away, Azir gets taken away. This is what we're left with we'll see if Gomie can win with this comp. Obviously, I think it goes without saying, kind of mid lane is not something I like, but you know, I haven't seen a whole lot of Victor, and definitely haven't seen a lot of Ken into Victor. So maybe it's great. I have to see.
Yeah, not a matchup I'm terribly familiar with either, so we'll see how it works out once we load into the game. We're going to take a break. While we do so, we will see you on the other side of this break on to Summoner's Rift for game number 3 between Gomie Clash Gang and Red Lotus. Don't touch that browser. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome to the Rift for game number 3. Red Lotus and Gomie Clash Gang going at it. We are on match point. Gomie Clash Gang is 2-0 up in this series. Relatively close games, though, if you're just joining us. So we definitely could be in for a bit of a barn burner here in game number 3. Alpaca could get caught out a little bit. Going to be spotting out this gank. The 5 point has been breached. A 5-man invid here for Gomie Clash Gang. They're working their way in, trying to get some deep wards down. I am Mural Carl alongside Axeman87.
Yeah, and this is definitely an invade. I think they've managed to hide Kovac so far, which is pretty solid for their invade, but they've called it off now. Kovac heading back to the top side of the map. Soraka kind of lagging behind, I guess.
The ward's going to get cleared. That is very sad. That's 20 gold in the lead now for Red Lotus.
20 gold in the league. I'm pretty sure Coffee Dog gets some kind of stack off that, off landing an ability or something. Yeah, 25 mana flow band stacks, I think.
It didn't seem to earn any gold, but I think the Q landed. So
yeah, Q definitely landed.
I'm not sure why it doesn't show the gold. I'm just hovering over the spell thieves. I'm not sure about that. I think maybe just a bit of a spectator bug, maybe. But she should have received the mana as well. So not too sure what's going on here with the spectator client, but losing 2 wards level 1 feels pretty bad. They're going to have some pretty reduced vision, actually, for the rest of the laning phase, at least the early laning phase. They're down wards in the mid laner and their support, which could be big, especially for that dragon control vision early on. For that early dragon, Spec might just have kind of a field day being able to take that one.
Okay, top lane, already the all-in from Kovac. Bleed ticking down on Kato.
That's a lot of damage.
It's gonna be a very low reduction here at the end of it, all told. He's just got the red pots too, the health pots, so Not too much healing coming out. Has a Doran's Blade, so could potentially heal up between that and Q. But if I had to guess, probably not, Carl. Probably just the Darius lane from here on out.
Yeah, Doran's Blade does not heal very much. It's the weakest of the 3 starting items in terms of healing that these laners can take. That being Call, Doran's Blade, and Doran's Shield Ring, of course, does not heal at all. So Shiki taking some damage. Level 2s in the bot lane reach first here for Red Lotus, so they're going to have advantage until that creep dies, which it does now. Comfy Dog missed some XP, though. He's going to have to get a couple more minions before he's level 2. But shouldn't be that big of a deal. In the top lane, we see a bit of a fight. Maybe Spec being run off by Creefton here on the Graves. Graves is dueling early game. Pretty strong. Throws up the Q, not going to land it, getting back himself away.
Yeah, so kind of goes for the early back. He picks up a refillable potion and teleports back in the lane. So doesn't have teleport now. I'm not really sure about this. I feel like that's not really worth it. I guess you have to, though.
I don't
can't just stay in lane with Darius being that low. Darius will just kill you. So maybe just more a result of that unfortunate early trade there than anything else. But yeah, I don't see this going well for the Renekton. I never did, to be honest, but if it was going to go well for him, it would have to have been that first trade that did it. And it just kind of seems to not be happening at this point. Dragon up in a minute and 30 seconds. Bot lane, Gomie is shoved in. This is a position they've been in for most of the series now. Is just, you know, Red Lotus doing them a favor and pushing these waves back under their turret over and over again. Kindred's only gank in mid lane.
Right, see a gank. Stun goes down. What a great stun. The flash from Max, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to get out a few more bullets in the chamber. First blood in favor of Kind Words only. Gomie Clash Gang coming out on top in the early stages of this game.
And the Kennen mid lane is off to the races. Alexia out of mana in the bot lane. Almost out of health as well.
This fight not going well. Alpaca having to flash. Oh! The flashy Q from Shiki. You gotta charge the E before you flash. That's how you do that combo. Wasn't quite able to do so in the top lane. Kovac taking a lot of damage. The flash inside the Q. What a great outplay. Kato picking up the kill.
Yikes. Wasn't expecting that one. The Kato does get the solo kill onto Kovac here. Kovac does get the back off now, has boots, coming back into the lane with the longsword. See if he teleports. I would say probably not. You just take the walk. Oh no, here comes the teleport. Kato looking for the fight here.
Went for the suicide, going for the quick back onto the turret, and he gave the kill over. I'm gonna go that was not an optimal decision. I'm just spitballing right now, but I'm gonna go that wasn't great. Suiciding under the turret to your enemy laner. Not sure what's going on.
Definitely not great. Maybe some kind of galaxy brain strat I haven't seen before on Renekton, but probably not. Probably just inting. Kind Words only in the mid lane. This Kennen is going a lot better than I thought it would. Obviously gets the gank, gets the kill there in the mid lane, but really just in terms of CS as well as keeping up with Victor quite nicely. I guess Kennen mid lane is something you got to watch out for now in your solo queue games, as if there wasn't enough already. Dragon is up now. Crates and Cop and the Spec on the top side of the map. They're not anywhere near that, so Dragon will stay up for the time being, but this is a very important first Dragon, Carl. It is that first Ocean Dragon. Regen means so much in the early game here. Convert's only going for the kill.
There is the ultimate in the mid lane. Slicing Maelstrom doing so much work. Can he throw out the Q in time? Might go for the flash. Actually, looked like he was hovering it. Spec probably going to be seen here. Level 6 for Kovac. This could be a Noxian Guillotine special coming right up. Kato taking pretty low. The Spec walking. He's on level 4 though. Actually, I don't know if they win this. When are the abilities back up for Kovac? If he can turn this fight around, when's the Q available? There's the healing coming through. Can he get the Noxian Guillotine off? No, he cannot. Kato going to be picking up the kill onto Kovac.
Yeah, and Kovac like holds on to ult here.
I think he just didn't get it off in time.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not even sure if he like channeled it, or not channeled, but you know what I mean. Like started the animation. Yeah. He definitely didn't lose the cooldown at any point there, but okay, Creepy off the bot lane now.
Alpaca making a lot of damage very quickly, gets hit by a few abilities from the Soraka. There's 4 members in the bot lane. Kindwords only has walked himself down as well. This could be the dragon play now for GCG.
Yeah, Kato kind of pulling this lane out of nowhere. Really out of the hands of Spec, to be honest, after dying early to the turret there. This is going to be Dragon for Gomie, though. Their first Dragon. This is a super impactful one, too. It's got all the regen in it. Yeah, could be contested.
Seems like it will be, at least for now. Slicing Maelstrom not available, but Max maybe a little far forward. Oh, the Spec walking in. He's going to get stunned up. Goes over in favor of GCG, and the Spec goes down as well. Kill and the Dragon in favor of the 2-0 team.
Yep, and Gomie just like that, around a 1K lead here at 7 minutes. That has expanded in games gone by in this series so far, so I'd imagine that's where we're headed as well. Darius shoving in the top lane. Has 10 CS lead, is down a kill though, also down a death. But still looking good on the top side of the map. I'd like to see Creepy Cop go up there at some point now that they have the dragon. I feel like that would probably be a pretty good use of their time. This is probably the best we've seen Kovac at this stage of the game. Creepy Cop.
Going for the 1v1. I don't think you win this, my guy, but Kindred's only is here. Oh
you
my
win the
god,
2v1.
he saves his jungler. What a great play. Alpaca also could be in a bit of trouble here. The entire team is collapsing on this. The top lane still going toe-to-toe. They are just fighting each other constantly on this one. Everybody going to stay safe. Victor now walking up. Max could be in some trouble. Goes back to mid lane. Looks like everybody is going to back themselves away. Kovacs and Kato, once again, you'll never believe it, X-Man, but they're fighting.
Yep, still fighting. Still going at it, even as we speak.
Sun goes down.
Here's the
Dominus going out. This is going to be the
Kato.
all-in. Kovac has to run himself away. He's going to be okay, at least for now. Dominus is out. Oh, I'm not sure you want to be fighting this one. Oh, Noxian Guillotine. Where is he? Doesn't have the mana.
Where?
There's no mana, X-Man.
Oh, very close there for both parties. That last turret shot would have spelled doom for Kato, but yeah, the lack of mana. Oh my goodness, it's so close there. If he had even enough mana for like a W or something like that, it probably would have been a dead Kato, excuse me. And yeah, Kovac's regenerating a little bit. We'll see how much mana he actually has on hand. It's like 39. He needs 100 mana for Noxian Guillotine, but he is regenning as he kills things, I believe. I'm not 100% on that. Don't really know too much about Darius, I'll be honest.
I don't think he gets mana back from killing stuff. That seems
like he's getting mana from somewhere.
he's regenerating enough. We also saw the Super Mega Death Rocket go just slightly wide of him up in the top lane. That could have been a very nice snipe, so that's not going to be available now. No kill picked up. He has regen some mana back up now, Kovac. So I think they're just going to reset here. Kato's going to go for the reset. Kovac, I expect to, after he clears up this wave, or maybe the next one. Please don't get jumped on. Please don't just get one shot here. It would be such a shame. Out of the bush. Kato, flash forward. Can he get the kill? There's the Q. One more should do it. He does pick up the kill. Kovac, you're just too far forward. You don't know that he recalled. You cannot be up that far.
Yeah, and the mana, I mean, I think it's probably the biggest thing there. He goes back, and he's going to start spending this gold. He's got a Phage, I guess, looking for, I would assume, a Black Cleaver, I guess. Yeah, Triforce maybe too. Could be something they're going for down the bottom lane. Seishiki has a bit of a lead. Kind of seen that throughout this series, Seishiki being the dominant bot laner so far. I think the marquee matchup here right now really is the mid lane, though. Kindred's only 3-0-0 on the cannon right now. He's also up a good deal of CS too, so doing very well for himself so far. It's going to be big in the team fights, you'd have to imagine. Being able to stun up some of the carries from Red Lotus is going to be a really big deal, especially if you're looking for things like Dragon Soul, and that is definitely something they'll be looking for as they go for the second dragon in about a minute and a half.
Fed AP Cannon is remarkably scary in team fights. That Slicing Maelstrom can just decimate a team almost immediately. Does so much damage, and something to watch out for in these fights. Already the Proto Belt completed for Kindred's only in the mid lane, so he is only going to get stronger from here, but already that first item completed. I would expect the Storm Razor to come through as well for Seishiki before this dragon is started up. Alexia taking a lot of damage in the bot lane. Kovac, though, on the wrong side of this fight here. This is not the fight that he's going to want. Dominus has been popped. He's trying to run away to his jungler, I should say. There's going to be the kill. Noxian Guillotine comes down. Wish going to keep him alive. Seishiki trying to get himself away. Every summoner has been used, though. They're not going to be able to stay alive. I don't believe the entire bot lane is just run down by this Olaf trading top for bot.
Yeah, a little less than a minute till dragon, so the spec probably not looking for dragon just yet. Is going to take the reset here. Interesting to know, Kindred's only got the teleport off for that fight up in the top lane. Did not get the assist on the Kato, so didn't get too much of anything really. I guess a little bit of pressure. I feel like Kato maybe trying to brush things a little bit, but at the end of the day, I don't think it had too much effect on that fight. Creefton definitely gets the assist though, and of course the kill going over to Kovac is going to put them a little bit more even of a playing field. The difference between the two top players right now is about 500 gold.
That's not a lot. You know, it's definitely still staking in it. If you are Kovac, the Herald just went over in favor of Creefton, so that is a good sign for Gomie Clash Gang fans. He can now rotate after he bought the buy-in. He has the Warrior enchantment now. Kindred's only actually onto the spec. This could be a lot of damage. Just going to go for some poke. Doesn't invest the ultimate. for that one. Wants it for the team fight, but he does have the warrior completed. Creefton can move over towards this dragon. Now, GCG, I would say the favorites to take this dragon, although it looks like Red Lotus do want to fight back for this one.
Yeah, and I think this is where you start wanting to, right? It's either going to be Cloud Soul or Infernal Soul. But even just the early Mountain combined with the early Ocean, just makes the laning phase essentially impossible for them. And that is something they've already been struggling with. You don't want more problems. Super Mega Death Rocket comes through, does not pick up the dragon.
Oh, flash over the wall. Kindred's only going straight in with the slicing mill, so that's a triple stun. Coming through, doing so much damage. One kill's been picked up. Elixia has been taken out. Ace in the hole, not going to find the kill onto this back. He does have to flash away, though. Polymorph goes down onto this Lulu. They're going to keep themselves safe. In the top lane, Kovac and Cat are going toe-to-toe. Once again, we might see a tower dive as well. Kovac's looking very aggressive up here. The flash Q and the ultimate could have been enough, but the stacks were on. Stacks no longer on. He might just get engaged on himself. That's the Dominus 2 tower shots. Kovac, once again, just gets outplayed. He goes down.
Yep, outplayed I think is probably appropriate there. Turret is gonna, maybe go down. Actually, it's still a little bit of help. Creefton takes it down eventually.
Alpaca also gonna fall. Not what they were hoping for. You just can't defend that tower. I think you just have to give it up and let it go. Kato getting plates in the top lane of his own. I think this top lane is pretty much over. I don't really see a world where Darius is gonna be able to be fighting back at this point.
It's definitely not going well for Kovac. I don't think his turret, well, actually, Kato might be taking the turret here. Yeah, he has the wave arriving as well, so he probably gets it here, but, well, maybe not, he's backing out, but, yeah, I'm not sure. Kato has definitely won this lane. I don't think he's won it so hard that he can hard carry his team. That's basically the same old story we've been seeing most of the series, is that, yeah, Kato did great, but the rest of the team, not so much, and Kato can't carry, despite being, super fed on a juggernaut. So, it's what we're seeing here again. It's kind of been the same game over and over again, but with different champions. And I'm not really sure if it's going to be any different this time. What does Red Lotus do differently here? I feel like it's a little bit better for them because they have this Elixia on Jinx. A little bit more of a hard and fast win condition. You just get the Jinx to 3 items and Jinx just hard carries.
The spec over the wall. Ragnarok is available. He can win this fight. Seishiki can if he is able to get the headshots off in time. Redemption coming down. Wish is available as well. I think he's going to stay safe. Yes, he will. Wish not even needed. Kovac now under the tower. That is going to be a dead Elixia very quickly. Knocks the 18 comes down. Wish just for a bit of assurance policy on that one. GCG trying to silence the haters here, picking up another 2 kills.
Yep, they definitely are too. I don't think any haters could say anything at this point. That top lane turret is going to go down just as the bot lane turret did a few minutes ago. The mid lane turret has to be next, but Kovac and the rest of GCG are now moving to kind words only. Seeing if they can get the pick onto the Red Lotus mid laner. And kind words only is going to find Max. Maybe didn't get vision on him quite there. It was pretty close. But
I don't know.
anyway.
Everybody just kind of walked away. So
yeah.
I guess we're just rolling with it. Didn't want to fight. Blue buff picked up, and everybody just kind of goes home.
Yeah, Kato picks up the bot lane turret, and now kind words only and crew are looking for the mid lane turret. This should go down fairly simply. It's just a spec and Max who are here, but I'm not sure if Gomie are going to commit to this or not. They might just go for the reset. We can take a look at the gold. And based on gold, I think they probably take the reset. It's like 3,000 gold on Conrad's only. If they went in for fight here, that'd be basically ending. You got to go back and spend that gold. Conrad's only is not backing, though. Might actually die here. This is bad.
He's going to need to run. Get stunned up. Dominus Pop, he is just going.
Wow,
that's
goes straight down.
For the direct, and that's not what you want to see. Creefton able to get away via that phase rush, but that's just not what you want to see. You have so much gold, you have to go spend it.
Yeah, it's very greedy. I mean, you got about 1:30 on Dragon, so you got time, right? There's no real reason to die for the Scuttle Crab there, especially if you're the mid laners to get the reset. All told, I don't think like everything is lost off this pick.
What is he? You got a net over the wall. I don't know if he's going to make it. I don't know if he's going to survive this. He has flash as well. You don't need to flash the wall.
Fight Elixia. Just fight Elixia.
No, he missed the net. Oh, you can't net over that part of the wall. Use the flash to try to get the kill on Elixia. This is just misplays galore. The headshot's going to be enough to pick up the kill, but that was just horribly played by Seishiki overall. Uses the flash. I know it's a 1-for-1, but you can't net over that part of the wall. Everybody should know that. Has to use the flash as well. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, pretty rough there. Back-to-back picks onto the carries for the Gomie Clash gang. And, they're still ahead, but the lead has diminished. Dragon up in 30 seconds now. Everyone should be up for that fight. But yeah, you know, part of me wishes you didn't give up the silly mistakes. That is what, you know, the difference between first and second place, right? Is the discipline and making sure you're not out in random parts of the map getting scuttle crabs. I'm not really sure what Saishiki was doing there.
I think clearing a word, maybe? I'm not too sure. I don't really know. I looked up and he was just kind of caught between Elixia and the entire rest of the team, and then he missed the net, and then he got a kill, and then it was Fiesta. But the Fiesta, everybody likes a good Fiesta, and the Dragon's up. So we are now on the Dragon. Gomie Clash Gang with position on that. Seishiki in the mid lane clearing against Elixia. Does have a level on that Jinx and a few more items as well. So very scary. Caitlyn, if she's able to keep herself safe, Kindred's only with some damage onto the Spec. I think he's just going to run to the Blast Cone. Yes, he does. Gets over into the pit. Spec does not have access to the pit except for his flash. We'll see if he decides to go for the steal. Not going to be able to do so. Field goal coming through with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Does Olaf going to get decimated here? That's a great flash over the wall. There is the Slicing Missile. Only going to find Max, actually. A little bit to be desired on that in the end. Kindred's only trying to continue forward. Creeping getting a push back as well. His ultimate not available. Most of the ultimates are down for Gomie Clash King. I think they're just going to take the Dragon and go for the reset. Coffee Dog is getting caught out. You just can't be there again. The greed from Gomie Clash Gang today is just insane. The flash from Alpaca, that might be a little bit greedy yourself, sir. He's going to be going down straight away. Redemption is down as well to heal everybody up. That's the shutdown coming through. Kovac does reset his ultimate, but it's not going to be enough reset as well for Elixia. They're off of the kill. 2 for 2 at the end of the day. Gomie Clash Gang also gets Dragon.
Yep, Kovac goes down there.
Oh.
Saishiki as well going down.
Everyone on Gomie
Max.
Clash Gang is just killing themselves.
Yep. And 3-1 here. Max doing pretty well. They're going to be taking the mid lane turret. Take a look at the gold. It's almost dead even. It's like half, about 500 gold between the two teams. Now, that is soul point for Gomie, though, and that's critical as well. They picked up that dragon. Just one more dragon. They get that cloud soul, and they'll be looking pretty nuts. These champions love movement speed. I think there isn't really a champion on Gomie who doesn't love some good repositioning in a team fight. Even just global passive movement speed, that 10% is huge for them. But I think Kindred's only pressing R and get 50% bonus movement speed. That's going to be absolutely nuts, Carl.
That sounds completely terrifying, X-Men. At this point in the game, he's going to have a Merlinomicon very soon as well. He might actually be about to be dead again as he's getting jumped on by Kato again. Comfy Dog there to buy a little bit of time for him. I think Kindred's only should be okay, but Kato is so fast. When is the E back available? Kato with another slice. Does he have the dice? I don't think he was able to quite get there. There's the slicing maelstrom. It's not going to be enough. Stun goes down. Kindred's only is really running the long con here, but he gets hit by the glitter lance and goes down. Kato picking him once again. Gomie Clash Gang have got to stop getting picked.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you're like the Ken. I'm not really sure why he was in the jungle in. I guess like some kind of death push. But if you can't 1v1 the Spec or Kato or maybe even Max, like what are you? Who are you death pushing here? Like Alpaca? Why at that point, right? Just play safe. Stop making these insane plays. Play with your team. Play front to back. And you'll be fine. But yeah, if you keep getting picked, eventually, Max kills Comfy Dog here.
Comfy Dog has to use like every cooldown he has, and he's still gonna die. What is happening for Gomie Clash Game? They are just falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, and again, like, why is Sirocco solo pushing mid lane? I don't understand why. But just stop running up into the map. Creeping is gonna get picked at their own red buff here.
It's his turn to try to has to get himself away. Able to do so, at least on this one. The Spec maybe going to be joining the getting caught out party. Seishiki just walking straight into him. What is happening in this game right now? We might see a fight as well. Chompers go down. That's going to be a root. Ace in the hole does pick up the kill onto the Spec. Gomie Clash Gang do get a kill back and the red buff onto their AD carry.
Yeah, that's probably best case scenario there. Creepton Cop a little bit more forgivable. It is his red buff, so I would expect him to be added. He also didn't use too many cooldowns to get out of the situation, but yeah, at this point, it's the vision. Like, how many red wards do you see on the map right now? 3, and they're not in great positions. One of them's in the bot side tri-bush for whatever reason. And it really is just a vision game that's losing them right now.
Comfy Dog. Once again, going very low, creeping to get over the wall. There is the slicing maelstrom to try to go for the stun. Red buff is bringing the slow down onto it, but it's going to be the disengage. Kato, once again, trying to pick off the support. Comfy Dog had to use both summoners once again.
Yeah, that's not great. you know, that's so much of your safety. I think that's a barrier they have. Yeah, on the Soraka, and not having that is going to be very rough in these team fights. Flash, of course, speaks for itself. Soraka being able to get away from this Olaf and this Renekton, and is going to be going down these team fights fairly quickly. Saishiki has to be careful here, man. If you get picked, that flips the game. We're at a 1K gold lead for Gomie, but so much of that is very, very thin, right? I mean, there's not too much going on. We've seen much larger discrepancies in the gold, I think, in the rest of the series between the two teams. This is probably the closest they've been at this stage in the game. Spec is going to drop Thrift Herald mid. They'll be using this to try and leverage onto Drag, I think. Unless
Not a
Spec
huge
just
fan.
gets picked here.
Yeah, not a huge fan of dropping the Herald there. Doesn't get a lot done. Gets taken down immediately, and now the Dragon's still available. The Spec is down to half HP. He's going to get healed up a little bit. Kovac running forward, maybe trying to go for a bit of a play. Comfy Dog is at half HP though still, so watch out for that. Ace in the hole, a little bit of poke down onto Max, as it looks like we are set up for a Dragon Dance.
Yep, it's going to be the Dragon Dance. Conrad's only looking for some kind of flank positioning. Probably okay. I don't know too much about Kennen. I feel like you probably go for the flank, but I really do think front to back is maybe the best option here. And
Gotta get the dragon, though.
The dragon, yeah.
Red Lotus. That's the number one. Oh, that's a trap. That could be huge. That could be a kill. Alpaca blown so low. He could be going down to anything. Dominus has been up. There is the slicing maelstrom as well. Kato just going to get taken out straight away. Kinder's only going to pick up the kill onto the support as well. Gomie Clash King just running rampant in this fight. Another great stun. That's going to be 4 kills. It's going to be 5 here very shortly. Seishiki doing so much work. Doesn't have ace in the hole. It does not make any difference. That's a clean ace in favor of Gomie Clash King, and they peel off of the dragon. They leave Creefton on it. They're going to pick up the soul, and they move toward the Baron.
Yeah, so but once again, Red Lotus is on sudden death here. If Gomie win this game, that's the series in favor of Gomie, and it's starting to look that way for sure. Gomie, they pick up Dragon Soul here. They'll be picking up the Baron as well in just a few seconds. This is a 24-minute Baron, so it's gone down a little bit slower than normal. They also don't really have one of those on-hit 80 carries. Your Ashes, your Kaizas, so this is going down pretty slowly, but it doesn't matter. Red Lotus, they don't have time to get to the objective, so that's going to be going down for them as well. I think it's just the reset, maybe one more fight, and then end after that, Carl.
One more fight certainly could be the end of the game. The outer turret in the mid lane is still up, so that would need to be quite a clean ace really close to that tower. Might take them a couple more fights, but I think you really just need to take one fight with this Baron buff to really blow the game wide open. Kindward's only has to run himself away, trying to get picked again, but he doesn't manage to do so here. So I think you want one more fight, get another ace, get even farther ahead, and then you can take, maybe break the base, and then your next fight, you're going to be winning the game. Seishiki might have to use his flash, get himself away. That's a nice trap on himself. I think he's going to be okay. The movement speed from the cloud still helping him out as well, but that was a very dangerous position to be in.
Absolutely, and it's really, really bad if any member here of Gomie gets picked. There's just so many important members. Saishiki and really Kindward's only would be the worst, but even losing Comfy Dog would be pretty bad for them. Losing Creeping Cop would be pretty rough as well. Creeping Cop doing a lot of damage in these fights, but yeah, you got to play safe. You got to play as a team. And here goes Kindward's only. He's going to get picked.
He's going to get stunned up. He's going to go for the kill on the Max, though, taken very low very quickly. Now he's going to be able to run back toward his team. That is the first kill picked up. Does not have any stasis to keep himself alive, so he's probably going to go down here to Kato. Wish, actually.
Oh, there's Wish.
Oh, what a great blast cone as well. I don't think it's going to be enough, but it is going to buy a little bit more time. He goes down mid-inner turret, taken out at the same time. As a nice push coming through. Super Mega Death Rocket not going to have the impact that he was hoping for. Elixia when that was fired off. GCG take the 2 turrets, and they take the 2 kills.
Yep, they trade mid laners. It's probably a little bit better for Red Lotus than it is for Gomie, but Gomie picks up the turrets as well, so
and
still kicking. Yeah. And 3 turrets going down for the Baron power play. That's pretty good for him. Let's see if they pick up this top lane turret. It'll be a little bit harder. It's just Saishiki pushing this one in, but Galen takes turrets faster than anybody else on the team, so let's see if they can get this one here. Kato is here.
You can't stay for this, Saishiki. You got to run right now, buddy.
Yeah, they do catch him out on vision, but this, I feel, is still probably... Ooh, walks right into that trap. Oh, you don't need the headshot. You're not going to kill him.
Blast cone. He might have to kill him if he
I
wants
wonder...
to survive this. There's the fork. Going to come down. Flash. Dominus. There's the stun. Griefing Cop is here as well. Redemption comes down. Not going to be enough. Seishiki's too strong at this point. There's too much healing from the support as well. GCG, protect the ready carry. They pick up the kill onto Kato.
Yeah, they certainly do. And now it's all 5 members of Gomie looking for the top side tower here. At least it looks like that's what they're going for. They don't have a Baron up to play around or anything like that. And it's kind of weird. Most of them aren't in a lane right now. You have Baron buff, folks. Let's get in lanes.
Griefton just casually killing Spec, by the way. Just in case anyone was interested, this Graves does a lot of damage.
Graves does so much damage at this stage in the game. Olaf has very much fallen off. 167 on the Olaf. And yeah, that's pretty much how that 1v1 goes from here on out. It is going to be Red Lotus staging a defense here in the mid lane. Kato rushing to defend in the bot lane. Kovac having up the top side of the map. And Baron should be dropping. Yeah, I believe it just dropped, actually.
What a kill. Great play. Max going down. Seishiki with a perfect combo with the EQ, tracking Max through that headshot and the Piltover Peacemaker, picking up the kill onto that Victor.
Yeah, gets that kill. Comfy Dog might be going down here. Wish comes through.
Don't think he's going to. That's a great trap headshot. Seishiki just needs to stand and fight. He does. Oh, he shot a creep. Oh, no, he shot a minion. Doesn't make any difference. Creeped in the bot lane. Going to be keeping himself safe against Kato. So might actually be looking to go for the kill. A few more bullets in the chamber. There's the one. Could it be the stun from the slice and dice? There's Nominus as well. Nice Q goes down. One more auto attack should be enough. That's going to be the kill. Creeped in top. Unstoppable. GCG are the ones in control, and Red Lotus are now the ones falling apart. Creeped in top should be okay for this feeling for the Red Buff. You might even want this fight. Actually, gets hit by the axe, I should say. That might not be good. That's wow. Going over to the Spec. That duel did not quite go how Creepton God was anticipating.
Yeah, I mean, he's still low off. He still does a lot of damage, right? So maybe not the best fight they've taken all night here, but it really isn't going to matter here, Carl. Gomie Clash Gang are beating down the base of Red Lotus. They take the inhibitor in the top lane. They're going to take the inhibitor as well. As Seishiki can manage to get the autos down. Ult from Kind Words only.
Picking up the kill on Alpaca. That's what he wanted. Getting one pick. Probably not the pick he was really hoping for, but you still get one of them. They broke the inhibitor. The 2 inhibitors down the top and the mid. They can just rotate around, look for the Elder Dragon up in a minute, maybe try to take a fight around it. You don't want to go for the 50-50. Move toward the bot lane and then just go for there.
Yeah, for sure. Less than a minute now till Elder Dragon. That is the next big objective on the map. At least it is for Red Lotus anyway. I think the next big objective on the map for Gomie is just the enemy Nexus. Pretty sure you just reset and go for that here. And I'd like to see Seishiki make their way back to the base. Yeah, they just have, actually. So, really, just Creepton, maybe. So that's quite a bit of gold in hand. Might want to take the reset, but you have about 30 seconds to Elder, so it's probably not going to happen. And it's going to be the fight over Elder, Carl. At least it has to be Red Lotus have a prayer win this game.
Gomie Clash Gang just need to wait out around this Elder Dragon. Don't take a fight when it's up right away. You just let the silence push in, get some pressure, maybe get a pick, and then go for the objective. It's not something that you can 50-50. It's too valuable if it goes over to Red Lotus. We'll see how it works out. Comfy Dog clearing out some vision. He's been known to get picked, but Kato might be the one getting picked out. Kovac walking up with Heinrich only, who just kind of runs around in a circle. There's a slicing nails from Kato goes down. That's the reset. This could get very ugly very quickly for Red Lotus. Elixir going to be going down. You have to feel very shortly. That's going to be a triple kill almost coming through, but Seishiki does pick up that kill. Alpaca goes down as well. That's 4-0 on the fight. They don't even need the Elder Dragon. They're just going to go for the base. Gomie Clash Gang have played a magnificent series against Red Lotus. That's the surrender. Congratulations to Gomie Clash Gang. They win the Freljord Group playoffs 3-0 over Red Lotus.
Yeah, what a showing as well. 3-0 here over Red Lotus. Wasn't expecting this one at all, Carl. They've done very well here tonight, and they'll be moving on to the promotion relegation match with Shadow Mustangs Unleashed. And that's going to be a good matchup. The Shadow Mustangs will be relegated down to Freljord. If they lose, if Gomie wins, they'll get promoted up into Piltover. So exciting stuff, and congratulations to Gomie Clash Gang. They definitely earned this one.
Yeah, absolutely. They did very well for themselves throughout the series, playing really well around everybody, even playing really well around Kato, who was obviously the strongest member tonight for Red Lotus, and they really kept him from carrying in all of these games, and that was really important for them. They played their hearts out. Congratulations to them. Of course, we are going to get an interview here very shortly with one of the players. Axman, who are you feeling to talk to right now?
To be honest, there was a lot of great performances here for Gomie. I think I probably want to talk to Seishiki most. I feel like he just had like monstrous performances, just insane. Game 1 of the Ezreal was just huge. Sivir in game 2, I believe, was pretty big as well. And here now on Caitlyn, it's been a diverse cast of champions, and he's been phenomenal on all of them. So yeah, let's get the interview with Seishiki here.
All right, we're gonna set that up here in just a couple of seconds. Give me one more second, X-Men. Come up with one more interesting thing to say while I get this interview set up.
Gotcha. So the thing people don't realize about Phase Rush is that it allows you to reposition in fights, which can potentially be more valuable than the healing that Conquer provides to several of the Juggernauts that you might consider playing in the jungle position.
I'm gonna cut you off right there, X-Men, but we're ready to go with this interview. So I am
All right.
moving Saishiki down here, and he should be in the Discord in a second. There is the noise. It's Saishiki. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for doing the interview tonight. I appreciate it.
No problem. My pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just trying to sell Phase Rush in the jungle and Juggernauts to the audience, but I guess we're going to do this interview now. It's probably a little bit more important. So yeah, congrats on the win, man. It was crazy. 3-0. I don't think anybody expected that one, but take us through your process here, I guess, going into this series with how you were going to handle this monster in the top lane.
To be honest, we identified that their top was probably they're gonna be their strong suit, so we just banned out his one trick, and then we came up with comps that we think would be good against their team, and then we just, I think, outplayed them with our jungle and support synergy, and then our mid lane just absolutely popped off on Azir.
Yeah, first two games, that was wild. The Azir games were definitely massive. And it was a tough call between you and Azir getting the interview through here. But yeah, how do you think you got Ezreal in game one? That was probably one of the strangest drafts I've ever seen. And you got Ezreal, Azir, oh my goodness, you got Olaf through as well. It was almost like they gave you everything you needed in game one.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, because we identified, like, I think Bard would be a good pick for us, and then we just saw that Ezreal would just be safe in the side lane, and then they just left it open for us, and we just chose it. Like, they couldn't really punish me as well in lane, which allowed Bard and our jungler to just go ham. And like, they also wasted 4 bans on our top laner, and
Yes.
and they still couldn't like fully shut him down. He was still made impacts throughout the game.
That was probably one, and I really considered like having Kovac in here just to be like, "Hey, man, are you okay?" Because that was rough, but he did so well, man. With the matchups there, it's just like you said, he was always definitely behind, and Kato was definitely always like ahead and stuff. But there was never a point where I felt like Kovac was useless to your team, or that he truly was like out of the game or anything like that. It was just that he was definitely behind and was playing from behind very admirably. But yeah, fantastic top laner, and it was cool to see him actually have like a solid KD solid game here in game 3. I feel like he really earned that. But let's talk about, I know we're talking a lot about Kato here, but it was kind of like the biggest thing about this series was like who's going to get more ahead, Saishiki or Kato, and kind words only. And so what made you ban Aatrox in game 3 but not in game 2?
So Aatrox, we identified that they didn't ban Darius, and for our top laner, Aatrox, he doesn't like playing against Aatrox. He didn't think that Aatrox is a good matchup against Darius, and since we picked Darius blind, we thought that Aatrox is the best ban going to the game.
Gotcha. So it's just wanted to play Darius, didn't want to play in the matchup with Aatrox. And yeah, Kato came out with the Renekton, but we can talk about that till the cows come home. That was definitely an interesting decision. Do you play all these ADCs? Because you played a lot of different ADCs tonight.
I play almost every single ADC. They can't ban me out. Let's put that way.
They can't ban you out. They tried. They tried, Seishiki.
They definitely tried. They definitely tried to put all their eggs in top lane in all 3 games. They just kept trying to pressure top lane. But since Kovac was able to absorb all that pressure, our jungler was able to counter them really hard, especially in game 2. So
yeah, absolutely. And that's it was weird. I made the comment in game 3 that we basically saw the same game played out 3 times with occasionally different champions. Sorry if you heard this one. Stop me if you heard this one before. There's a monster Juggernaut in the top lane. Kovac deals with it really well. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map, Kristen Cobb, Conrad's only, Saishiki, and Comfy Dog are like absolutely dominating to get Dragon Soul and end the game at like 20-30 minutes. We just watched that happen 3 times in a row, and it was executed extremely well every single time. And I guess there's really no question to ask you about that. Just more congratulating you on being able to execute this so well on so many different champions too. I think was probably the best part for me. It wasn't just the same game with the same characters every time. You were actively forced to switch it up every single time and still made it happen, which was amazing to me. Does Kindrez only play a lot of Kennen?
He knows how to play the champion. We decided
Okay.
that game 3 going in, we should just, it's like their game. We don't have much to lose, so we decided it would be best to just try lane swapping, having Counterwards only in mid lane and then Krypton Cop in the jungle. And I think that's still turned out really well for us.
Yeah, I definitely can't argue with you there. In a lot of ways, it was difficult to tell that Krypton Cop and Conrad's only had switched. They played so similarly to each other in their respective roles, but yeah, I still hate Kennen. While that was a great Kennen game, I don't love it, but yeah, I think that's it for our interview here, man. You got any shout outs?
I would just like to think that I was just on the receiving end. My support and my jungler did a lot of the heavy lifting throughout early game. I was just able to do my job, just play safe, and punch on the enemy bot lane's mistakes on not able to punish 2v1. So a big shout out to Lily and Devin. But my mid laner, David, absolutely pop off on his 2 Azir games. Absolutely phenomenal. I think like they just slept on it on game 2, and then we just like hard punished them.
Yeah, for sure. Not banning Azir in game 2 was probably one of the bigger mistakes that Red Lotus made here tonight. My God, the Emperor's Divides. Hitting like all 5 members in like 4 team fights in a row. It was insane. But yeah, very humble words. And we appreciate the interview once again. Congratulations once again. And yeah, I think we'll end the interview there, Carl.
Absolutely. Thank you very much to Seishiki for the interview. We do appreciate that, of course. But with that being said, that is going to do it for the broadcast tonight of this best of 3. We do apologize that it was only 3 games, but sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. We will see Gomie Clash Gang in action for the final game of Style Esports Season 3 in their promotion match with the Shadow Mustangs Unleashed. That is coming your way this upcoming Thursday in 2 days, the 9th of July at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I should say. So be sure to check that out, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Once again, it will be that game, the final game of Style Esports Season 3, and then Style Esports Season 4 will be continuing, or will be starting, I should say, a little bit later on this week. So there's not a whole lot of a break. There's a lot of Style Esports action coming up very soon, so we hope you will stick with us. If you want to learn more about Style Esports, you can do so at the links below the stream. We have our Discord, our website, YouTube, music credits down there as well. The Discord is a place where you can find information on all things Style Esports, chat with us casters, learn more about the upcoming streaming schedule, and more. So be sure to check that out if you are interested. Our Twitter is also in the chat. We are at Style Esports LOL. We don't quite have a banner for that yet, but Twitter's pretty new. Be sure to check that out. We do post when we go live. So if you just want to get some notifications when we're going live, that is a good place to do that as well. So feel free to check those out, and we hope you enjoy the content that we have for you. That being said, we're going to end it here on behalf of myself, my colorcaster X-Men87, Ewok365, who has been our host tonight. We thank you all so much for watching, and we hope to see you next time. Good night.